What's going on, everybody? Class is now in session. Purple Pill Pot. I'm back, guys. And we're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff tonight. It's going to be a little bit different. Hopefully, every show from now on is going to be a whole lot different. I'm about to bring y'all a lot more fun. Shout out to my co-host tonight. We got Mr. Throne in the house.
What's up?
Everybody go check him out on Lord Julian Throne on Instagram, correct?
Yes.
Lord Julian Throne on Instagram. Yeah. Shout out to Donnie too. We got him as our producer now, and then we got Bassett in the house also. I appreciate y'all, man. And we got a couple of really beautiful ladies for y'all too. Ladies, we always start off, just really quick, just to break the ice. I just want to know what is something that's very unique about you that that it's like the first thing that if you're going on a date or something, you would want somebody to know about you because it's so important to you.
I'd say I'm very serious. I'm more reserved than I feel like a lot of people my age. So I just have very serious intentions with pretty much everything that I do.
Nice. No, and always make sure to put, you can't be further than a fist away from your microphone, just so y'all know. My bad. I should have told you that before the show. What about you? What is something that is very unique and different about you and somebody needs to know about it if you ever go on a first date with them?
I want to say it's necessarily for them to know, but unique in a sense is that I have the ability to just make anyone laugh. So
tell me a joke.
Not like that, but a joke off the bat like that.
I thought you were funny.
Not like funny.
I can make you laugh right now.
Maybe it's just my personality.
I can make you laugh right now. It's easy. If you're a funny person, you just make anybody laugh. Watch. What does a Mexican use to cut his pizza?
What's a what?
A Mexican used to cut his pizza. A Mexican. What does a Mexican use to cut his pizza?
I have no idea.
Little Caesars. Dude, Donnie, that's a good one. You had a good one.
Yo,
that was a good one. Guys, I haven't been here in a while. I didn't even know Donnie added that shit. That's crazy. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Sleepy Joe. We got Ted Bunny in the house. We got the Zodiac. We got Celia Ray, Joshua Malkin, Michael Mitro, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shout out to everybody, man. I've missed all of y'all. I'm really excited to be back. But guys, we're gonna start the show off completely different from now on. We're gonna do a little intersexual dynamic, test, a little experiment to see, who wins. We gotta be a little competitive from now on because, men versus women. We gotta see who's better. But yeah, Donnie, why don't you go ahead and let them know what we're gonna be doing today for our experiment?
All right. So for this experiment, I got 2 red cups over here, and there are various numbers of toothpicks and as well a various number of marshmallows in each of these cups. What you're needing to do is actually create a pyramid out of the numbers of the items that I gave you. The key is, though, you have to use every single item that is in there to create this pyramid.
Donnie, check the audio right now on the settings really quick. So somebody said the audio was off. But yeah, go ahead and Bassett, bring us those cups in, and we'll get started on that. We're not going to use a timer because it's just the first one who finishes wins this. Okay, so yeah, basically, don't look into the cup yet because I don't want you to even count what's in there yet. So basically, we have these marshmallows, we have these toothpicks, and we have to make a pyramid. Okay, just like the pyramids at Giza or whatever the hell. Does everything look okay on over there, Donnie, on the audio and stuff? The best you could see.
Yeah. Let me check the digital.
Everybody else, let us know how the audio looks other than just Celia Ray. If somebody else can let us know, put a 1 in chat if it's okay. Put a 2 in chat, or this is bad if it's bad. But yeah, we'll go ahead and just start the experiment really quick because that doesn't even matter for audio. Donnie, do you have any funny audio or anything that you can play while we're doing this experiment against each other?
Oh yeah, I got
and something. There is a prize for whoever wins. If I know that we're already a part of the show and stuff, but I am going to keep the prize if y'all fucking lose. I'm sorry. But no, so let's see who wins, and if you win, I'm gonna give y'all a prize at the end. It might be candy, it might be something better. I don't really know. But yeah. So basically, as soon as I say go, or Donnie, I want you to call it and say go, or just hit an audio sound. And as soon as we hear the music turn on or whatever, that means that we're going to go.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, it's just first one to put together a pyramid. Okay.
All right. So
are you ready to?
Right. Well,
we can't lose to women, bro. I'm about to lose it if we lose to these girls. Seriously. I don't lose at all. So I mean,
well, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
It's time.
All right. Well, y'all ready?
Yeah,
ladies.
yeah. Are you gonna play like a song or something for us to do it too?
I don't necessarily
do-
have a song, but I got a little something. So, all right, y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm waiting for the noise.
All right, go.
Oh
My
man, here we go. Damn, dude, here we go. Okay.
Here we go.
It's gonna be support, and you just finish it. Wait. It's not a 3-sided one. It's a 4-sided one. It's like Pyramid in Giza.
Okay.
So. Wait, no, it was right. Yes. Fuck, our marshmallows falling apart.
All right.
Oh, so sorry.
We're done. Get fucked.
God damn it.
Let's go. What is that? Dude,
Hey, it's
can you
standing.
zoom?
It's standing.
It's standing. Okay.
Oh man, they got destroyed,
I'm
man.
dead.
Oh, it's the sound effects that are off. That's okay if the sound effects are off. Yes. Nah, man, bro, that's not even it's not even a triple pyramid. It was the pyramids of Giza, bro. It's a 4-side. It's a square. It's a square. We destroyed them, bro.
Okay.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
talking about. Ladies, y'all just proved that men are better, okay? Thank you so
There
much.
you go.
Yeah, men are
Yeah,
better.
you guys can stick to the building, okay?
Okay, I will give you that. That was definitely an experiment that is a building experiment, which men should fucking be better at.
Yeah, there you go.
So I guess next time, guys, we're gonna have to find something that's a little bit more in between. Maybe something that's like putting makeup on something. I don't know what the fuck
So,
is the women thing.
I got a question.
Men build the world and women occupy the space.
Yeah, so I actually have a question to run on to this exercise as well. Ladies, this is for y'all. Do y'all believe in the wage gap? This is going to tie with this exercise as well.
Do I believe in the wage gap? I
Yeah.
feel like
Do you believe one exists?
I do.
And
Yes.
you can explain a little further too if you like.
I believe in it because this is what I've been taught throughout school.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always research and projects on it and political issues that arise from it. So,
Like in college, you did a lot of projects and stuff.
yes. And then that just transferred over into
Everything else.
everything else. So,
Did your teachers make you do projects on that, or did you choose was it like one of those things where it's like do a project on whatever you want, and you're like I'm gonna do it on this?
I don't know. It's just a topic that just comes up from the professors themselves. So,
Wow,
I
good to
would've
know that
never
that's what the
really-
schools are teaching people.
I would have never really thought about it until you're in history or economics or something. And then they're just like, oh, yeah, so there's a wage gap. I'm like,
Huh.
okay.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think there's a wage gap?
I do not. And really the reason I would say I don't is because I haven't experienced it.
You don't have any guys at your work that you know make way more than you, and it's because they're men.
I mean, obviously people ranked higher than me, managers. I'm not a manager.
Do you have any women managers at your job?
Not in my department, no.
Like, do you see any women like at higher positions at your job at all?
Not at my specific dealership. Obviously, there's dealerships out there that have women in those positions. And I mean, it depends on where you're at, what you're making.
But it's because you do sales.
Right.
Would you say that a lot of women do sales? Like just employee wise, is there a lot of women that do sales with you?
With me, no. I'm in a totally male dominated field. All of my coworkers are men. And I mean, this month I made more than all of them. So it just comes down to
Ooh, get
how
owned,
hard
dude.
you work. I don't know. I haven't experienced it, so I can't say, yeah, it's there. That's like believing in something I guess you're not seeing. So
Huh. Jillian, what do you think about the wage gap?
As far as like the difference between men and women being paid,
Yeah, like, do you think that there's actually one? Like, do you think that there's any unequal stuff going on?
mm-mm. No,
No.
I think that it's less common nowadays. As far as like the fields that normally pay more, but like let's just say like STEM, like you'll obviously find a lot more men going into those fields specifically more than women. So in general, like it's just that women aren't going into those fields.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
'cause they don't
it's
want
it's
to.
out of choice.
Yeah.
Even in the Scandinavian countries like
Yep.
the Netherlands and stuff like that, where it's like super equal as far as pay goes. They're just one of the most equal countries in the world. Even there, women disproportionately always go into nursing, teaching, and all these certain things that they're not kind of being pushed into it. They just naturally want that, even though it's super equal there as far as pay goes and stuff like that. I wanted to ask like really quick, do you think that guys like in your job, like I was asking her, do you think that there's guys in your job that are making more money than you and like they don't deserve it or anything? Like they only got the position because they were men?
I wouldn't say they don't deserve it, because I'll be honest, there's some roles I was not qualified for, but I would still apply for it and get it. But I'm still fresh out of college in a way, and the one thing I felt like put me at a disadvantage was not knowing how to negotiate. So
yeah, it's gonna take heavy negotiation because she works in sales too, guys, in a way.
My male counterparts, and based on some of the information that got slipped to me, I'm like, okay, we're in the same role. I may have some more experience than them, but it's just I didn't negotiate my salary on my first offer, and I was like, ooh.
And that's what's actually very well known, is that women are known just for not negotiating more.
Yeah.
And if women were more assertive, they would actually probably get better pay at certain jobs. And guys are usually more assertive for those type of things. But I want to ask, who do you think is in most major cities today? Do you think women or men make more money? We're going to say like just most major cities specifically.
I think it's 50-50.
What do you think?
I would say men.
You think men make more?
I do.
So that's something that has actually came out recently, that in most major cities in America, women actually out earn men. And if we look at college graduates, it's 60-40 right now, 60% women, 40% men. So like this income gap and all this stuff, if there is a gap, if there is anything, it's because women are choosing not to go into certain industries, and they're choosing not to, make money or working more hours. Like some guys are more likely to work 50, 60, 70 hours and stuff. So if there is any type of income gap, it's because the guys are doing the harder jobs and they're working more hours probably. But for the most part, when you really look across the board, women are doing better than men in some subjects, in some categories,
Why do you think that is?
Society has completely propped up women. Feminism has driven us to the point where women are, y'all have all heard, like, when you were kids, it was like, you need to get your own career, you need to make your own money, you need to do all this own stuff. So when you have every woman being told that, it makes a really, really, really big difference in society, and makes it to where all the women are making more money. And a lot of guys are falling short. You can unplug it, Bassett. You can unplug it. Just unplug that plug down there. Just both of them. Yeah, right there. Sorry, guys. There's the ice machine, if y'all could fucking hear that.
I thought somebody was fucking drilling outside or something.
Yeah. Chat, by the way, if y'all super chat, what's the number at, Donnie?
I believe it is at $4.99. I need to change that, though.
Guys, I think that if you donate $4.99, it's gonna do a TTS, and it should say your donation up on the screen or whatever you say in it. Please don't say anything vulgar. If you do, we will make sure it doesn't come up on the damn screen. Don't be a shithead. But yeah, to start off, if y'all want to send in some questions, I'm gonna ask some of my own questions for ladies. Ladies, if you could live in any time period, what would it be and why? Start with you on this one.
Time period. Ooh. I was in the 90s.
Why?
Or maybe the 80s.
Talk a little closer.
I'm more of a fashion girly, so
you love the 90s fashion?
90s, 80s. I would love fashion from the 50s, but I don't want to be in that era. So the safest bet would probably be like
Why?
80s.
Why
90s.
not the 50s though?
Do I really? Why?
Is it just because of the fashion sense?
No. Like, why do I want to be in the
Why
50s?
wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
There's not much inclusivity from some of
Okay.
the films and stuff I've watched. And if it is, it's only the superstars that made it. But other than that, it was like lifestyle. No, thank you.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I gotta dig back. Why? Like, what's with the lifestyle? What did you not like about it?
Well, it's not as liberating as it seems like it is today. So I don't want to be stuck at home cooking and cleaning and stuff. And career-wise, I don't have that option.
What do you consider liberating? Like if you could define like a woman being liberated, like what is that?
Like present day, just going outside the norms.
Like what?
Like I don't have to rely on my male counterparts or my partner that I would probably have back in the day to like give me permission to do something,
But like what? Like, what do you want to do? That's what I'm
going
so curious
out
about.
on my own.
Like going to the club,
Not just going to the club,
but just going anywhere.
going out, buying a car, having like financial freedom, having a whole career. So I
Do
feel
you
like
think
it's a
women
lot
are happier now that
limited.
they're career women, or do you think they were happier when they were moms and grandmothers and staying home?
I think it's split. Like based on experience, I have women in my family who love being moms, and then I also have women in my closer circle that are like, "Why did I do this?" Or some who are childless and they have a career and they dedicate their life to it. And I'm like, okay, that's really nice. And they're like, they don't see kids in the near future. So it's really 50-50.
You say it's right down the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why? You know, it's funny because like the people that the women that you may come across that may say like, I don't know if I was cut out for this. It's more than likely a situationship that started that. It wasn't an actual relationship. That's the difference. It's like relationships start a proper way, and if you start them the proper way, then bringing children into the world should also be done a specific systematic way. Like it's just funny how things start, because it's just like, again, like normally like
It's over before it even starts 9 times out of 10.
I try to tell dudes pull out, like I try to tell dudes like, just even if you're wearing a condom, pull out, especially in your 20s. Like just don't do it. Like don't go inside of them. Like if you don't have the responsibility to take care of them, if you don't have minimum $300,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18, pull the fuck out.
Pull out game is weak for some of these dudes, bro.
It could either be that or maybe, well, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not going to name any names, but I know that some of the women I've come across with, it's either upbringing that made them change their minds to either be a full-time mom or career-driven woman, or
Based off of how they were raised.
There's actually a high
Yeah.
percentage of women. I think it's like over 85 to 90% of women that actually find being a mother at home is actually something aspirational that they actually want to achieve.
Why isn't that something that you would want? Why wouldn't you want like somebody to take care of you financially and you take care of things at the home? Like what does that not appeal to you?
I mean, eventually I would love that, but I'm in my
Talk a little
20s.
closer,
Oh,
Kim.
I'm saying eventually I would love that, but I'm in my 20s and
How young are you?
I'm 24.
24.
Yeah, and I'm just
you're at that
like,
age.
I don't have any limits, or the sky is the limit, as they would say, for me. So I'm
But let me ask you a question.
I'm just
If
making
you were
money to be a hot girl.
if you were to
Hot girl year.
if you were
Exactly.
to start bringing children into the world, let's say here at 24 or 25, or wait until 34, 35.
I would wait.
Okay,
In
so
this
you would rather
economy,
wait till
I would-
34, 35
I
than
would
start
rather
now?
wait. Yeah.
Do you believe that your body is capable of doing it as efficiently and effectively as you can right now when you get to 34, 35?
If I keep my health up, yeah.
Do you have any friends that are in the age of above 30 that have tried to have kids over the last few years that you've noticed?
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to bring in. Some of the limitations do come from, their bodies or health issues. So
Yeah.
that's another factor.
Yeah, well, see, but so a lot of women more than ever today are running into these issues. Poor Jennifer Aniston, thought that she would be okay because she'd have time, and she didn't have time. She messed up, and it was too late for her, and now she can't have kids. There's a lot of women that are choosing this lifestyle of, I'm going to put this off and I'm going to do it later. But what you don't understand is the options that you have right now are not the options that you're going to have in 10 or 15 years. As far as men goes, as far as, lifestyle goes, everything changes as you get older as a woman, just like how everything changes for me as a man as I get older. The options I have at 18 are not going to be what I have at 35. And then for you, though, I want to ask you, but you said, how old are you?
I'm 21.
I want to know, like she's 24 and you're 21. You're saying like you would be open to being taken care of. Why do you think you have that mentality? Why are you kind of more okay with being, because you're younger than her?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it would probably be the way that I was raised. It's definitely not a must for me for a man to take care of me financially. Like, I'm independent. I do fine on my own.
It would just be cool if it did happen.
Right. As long as I trust somebody and we have that bond and that relationship, in order for me to feel comfortable to do that. Because I feel like that's why a lot of people like our age are so opposed to that idea, is because they're uncomfortable having to rely on their man because they can't trust them. So,
well, it's more about just the financial situation today. Both parents are working 50, 60 hours a week just for a family to survive. And trust me, like the people who run this country, the people who run everything, they want that. That means that who's raising the kids then?
Right.
Yeah,
Like the
earlier
internet's
you-
raising
nanny.
earlier you brought up the question
Definitely not the
of
parents.
why women are earning more money nowadays. It's because they're also the primary consumers. There's like 80 to 90% of the consumption that's done in America.
Most of the consumer debt.
It's women.
Yeah.
College debt, everything. This is the reason why there's lots of women that voted for Biden, because why? Their steel man was forgive student debt. So that was one of the things that made a lot of people go that direction. But regardless, like that's pretty much what I was going to bring up earlier.
Yeah. If you could live in any time period, what would it be and why?
I want to say now, but I'll probably say like early 2000s. The whole introduction of like new tech and everything. How amazing would that be to be a part of all of that? Totally revolutionized a ton of shit, right?
Because what year were you born in? If you're 21,
2002.
2002, and you were born in what, 2000 or
Damn.
1999? Oh yeah, same year as my girl. I'm stupid. No, that's really crazy. It's so crazy, bro. As somebody that's like
Yo,
30,
it is.
30, as somebody that's 32 and like hearing y'all talk about how you would be happy about the 90s or 2000s, it's like me too. I want to go back to it so bad. Nostalgia, it was so good. What do you think, bro? What was the best time period, and why do you think so?
Man, it's like a mix of the 80s and early 90s for me. And like a mix of the like 50s and 60s before birth control took over
The 50s,
in 1965.
50s and the 60s, yeah. This one's really hard for me because like I kind of want to go party in the 60s and 70s because I'm a degenerate, and then I kind of like the 80s because the movies and the music were so fucking like cool right then, and then 90s was like really dope too. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I want all of it. I just want to go back in time.
Honestly, shit just started like hitting the fan like once we got it past 2010.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like as soon as it was literally as soon as Facebook, as soon as all the dating apps came out, as soon as all that shit came, the world just it's been what did they say like in 2012 whenever the Mayan calendar ended, it was like the world's gonna end. Oh, it did fucking end.
Yeah.
It definitely fucking ended. We're on the dark side now for sure. Have you ever betrayed a friend? Ooh.
A friend.
Yeah, somebody you really like. Betrayed them.
You cared about.
Like a
Did you,
like a
did you
friend
sleep
that's
with
like
one
a
of your friends'
girl.
boyfriends or anything?
No.
I'm just saying.
Would not do that. I don't know. I'm terrible at responding back to texts, but like
That's like your only bad.
I
That's
don't
the
have,
biggest
like-
betrayal you've ever
I don't
done on
have like
somebody.
a huge betrayal on like a friend. I guess I don't.
You're a good person. Good job. What about you? You have any big betrayals?
No betrayals. Plus,
Nope.
I'm really blunt. So if I see things are going to go downhill, I'm more than likely going to be like, girl, we need to have a talk and get this over with. If we don't agree and see eye to eye, then we
Then
go
you
from
just cut off the relationship.
Yeah.
Do y'all think women cut off relationships more than like men do? Like who's really quick to like cut off friendships? Do you think women do that more, or friends or guys do that more?
I'd probably say women. I feel like women take their friendships to a more deeper level than guys do. And I feel like guys will let a lot of shit slide, or they
Yeah.
don't even fucking notice it because it's not that deep.
It's like it's
but-
cool, bro.
For real.
That's exactly how we are. Like, it's okay.
Right. No, but for women, I feel like it's the smallest thing to like a guy would be the end of the world for a friendship for a girl. So I feel like girls are quicker to cut it off.
Yeah. What do you think?
I would say woman, just because I've definitely had enough guy friends to look at them, or like my cousins, and they're just oblivious to
Like the
certain
guys are?
things. Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, we're chilling.
Yeah,
And
I'd-
girls are like, no.
I really see guys as just not like giving a fuck. Have you ever had some crazy betrayals, bro? Any crazy betrayals in your life? I was thinking about it, and I was like, God, I really can't think of one like super solid. But everything was always revenge, man. It wasn't betrayal. It was fucking straight revenge if I ever did anything.
I mean, I've had many forms of people just going behind my back and doing stuff. I would say it's like more like just talking shit behind my back.
Then what is your favorite movie, ladies?
You've probably have not heard of it, but it's called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. It is art. Yeah, it's kind of like a psychological thriller type thing. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. It's really good. You'll be confused the whole time, but you'll love it.
I'm writing this down right now to not watch this. What about you?
Wow. You know what? I'm just gonna go based off my favorite cartoon.
What?
I'm gonna say the SpongeBob movie.
Oh my god.
Is
You're the
this for-
spunky fun one,
Is
aren't
this
you?
for real right now?
It is for real. I love SpongeBob.
Both
I
of
would
y'all's
tell my
answers are
mom.
so fucking weird. Like, why couldn't y'all just say like a standard movie that's like
You're an
normal?
A24 type girl, aren't you?
I am.
Yes,
I
you are.
100%
What?
am.
Yes, you are.
What is that?
A24 is like a specific company that focuses on psychological thrillers and horror films.
Oh, okay.
They were actually about to get the rights to Michael Myers, actually.
so
I
like
think Miramax got them, actually.
well, so what's like? Can you give me an example of other movies that are made like that?
Yeah, like have you seen Midsummer? Midsummer is really
Yes.
popular. That's an
I like
A24
Midsommar.
film. Yeah, so it's kind
Okay.
of like that.
Okay, and this one's called what again?
The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
If my girlfriend's watching right now, babe, write that down right now. The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
It's so good.
That's-
It's amazing.
Yeah, I guess. We'll have to see. What's your favorite movie, bro?
I'm gonna always say The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
It's for
so good, dude.
everything that I need within one movie. It's going to be The Dark Knight.
That's so crazy. That's probably one of my top movies. Also, if I had to narrow it down to one thing, that's
You have
really
never
hard.
watched that movie? Oh, you guys gotta watch
That is
that.
such a bro
trilogy.
thing to
This is
say.
Wow.
so crazy
Wow.
that girls don't
Wow.
fucking watch. Just like that was like one
Nah,
of those
you guys would-
popular
you guys would
movies
like it.
back then when it came
Here's
out.
the
I would
thing,
like it.
I don't really watch movies or TV like that.
I could tell because you said
So,
SpongeBob.
You listen to a lot of audios?
I don't. I'm more of a music,
Okay.
YouTube, and
You watch
You-
TV shows?
go out type of guy.
Do you
type
watch
of girl.
TV shows?
Not really.
Oh, that's
Yeah, like someone
surprising.
recommended I watch
Do you read?
online magazines and stuff.
Okay.
Well, I read, but I haven't for the past 6 months.
Okay.
No, it definitely, but that's definitely different. But if I had to say a favorite movie, it's like really hard for me to say. I really can't say one, guys. I have like a million of them. Do you think you are funnier than most? This is perfect for y'all. Do you think you're funnier than most people?
If you're gonna ask me to tell a joke, I'm gonna say no.
But do you think you're funnier than most people?
Yeah, I have the confidence. Yep.
Okay. I guess having the confidence, owning it is definitely part of comedy. So, what do you think? I already know, actually.
Yes.
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 Yeah, you guys say one thing that makes me laugh this show.
I said the SpongeBob movie, and you were like, "What?"
Okay, you're right. Yeah, yeah, you definitely made me die laughing with that one. So, what about Jillian? Do you think you're a funny guy? Are you serious?
No. I make sure to be as appealing on that end as possible, but I would consider myself probably a little bit more serious.
More serious?
But it just depends on the social setting. It just depends.
Depends how much you're drinking.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
really all it is.
Depends how high I am.
To be honest.
I might say some really good shit if I'm super high.
It's just it's got to flow, man. Like you guys ever enter conversations with people or you're around people and you're just nothing's flowing. It's just it just ends abruptly. Like you're trying to get something going, but it's just not going.
Dude, whenever I think of flowing or being funny or something, this is everybody's gonna hate me because I'm such a fucking DJ when I say this. But there's some people who take this drug because it's their medicine. But Xanax makes you feel like you're flowing everywhere you go. Like it makes you feel like you're just a part of the world, and everything you say is fucking smooth butter out of your fucking mouth. And you're willing to go. Yeah, yeah. Don't do this stuff, guys. But you do feel like you could walk up to every girl in the world and rizz her up like it's the easiest thing in the world. But in reality, you probably sound stupid whenever you actually do it.
Biggest tip that we can give men is you definitely want to be the funny guy.
Definitely got to be.
If you want to be around more women, if you want to get laid more often, then you need to be that guy. You need to be the guy that is just fun to be around.
Well, ladies, why don't you tell us? Where do y'all put comedy? If there was a scale of what makes a guy attractive to you, what is comedy on there? Is it like a 6 or 7? Is it a 10? It's a really big deal. What do you think?
Huge deal. Huge deal. You're funnier. You're more attractive. It's just if you're not making me laugh, what are we doing? Crying together?
Yeah, kind of gay. Yeah. What do you think?
I would put that at maybe one of my top 3.
Top 3?
Because I'm not that much of a serious person. I like lighthearted moments. Okay.
I could tell since
So,
you've been here, you've been very
yeah.
trying to make everything funny. And
Oh,
it's just-
trying. You were cracking up.
oh yeah, I
You
was.
guys are all laughing. You were eating it up.
Yeah, eating it up, guys. So you said top 3 things. What are the other 2 things that you would say is above that? You can be specific. Nobody's gonna judge
I
you.
want to say that.
Yeah, come on. Nobody's gonna judge you.
No,
You can
I
say
forgot the
you need a
question.
foot long penis size if you want. I don't care.
Oh,
You never know. Hubby may be right there. He's watching.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No. So like, if comedy is like in the top 3 of most important things, what are the 2 things above that you would say
I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
of the most attractive feature in a man?
Attractive feature.
Top
His
3 things.
intelligence needs to be number 1,
Okay.
and number 2, integrity.
What type of intelligence?
I would say,
Like you want him to work for NASA?
no, not necessarily. Just
Oh, sorry,
not
Alex.
be airheaded.
Airheaded.
Like, be able to carry a conversation. There's a lot of people out here that just don't know how to.
So you want him
have
to
a
be smart, but not
conversation.
that smart. You just want him to be like above the dummies.
No, oh my gosh,
Like-
no. Like, educated. I kind of want to have
Do you want him to have a degree?
a degree and like life experience, and there's so much that goes into it.
And then you said the other thing was integrity.
Yeah.
Well, so you just want him to be just super honest with you all the time. Like, are you the type where like you like guys being honest with you? Like, are you good at handling the truth?
It's more so I would rather someone be upfront than having me put in the work to like read between the lines of what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. If you're not direct with me, I don't like indirect communication.
Yeah.
It just, if I got to put in that much effort to realize they're
It
telling me
sounds like you've been around a lot of weirdos.
Well, no, it sounds like she's been around a lot of women because that's who gives indirect fucking stuff all the time. Yeah.
Like, when you like travel a lot and you're in a bunch of different groups and you're going out a lot, you run into a lot of people. So yeah.
So you be outside?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm out here. I'm living my best life. Hello.
Have you gone on a lot of
We
vacations?
outside. I'm actually going to Jamaica next week. I'm
And
going back home.
how many
and
times
then
have you gone out of town this year?
a lot. I even drove all the way from New York all the way down to Atlanta. Drove the whole East Coast.
So like, you, like 3-4 times this year, 5 times this year.
Multiple.
Who'd you always go with?
Family, friends, much solo.
Solo.
Yeah.
Wow, you're crazy. No boys.
No.
Liar.
Oh my gosh. No.
Uh,
Boys, but they're gay. So
wait, did I already ask you where's the best place that you traveled to?
best place.
Yeah, that was the next question. Where's the wait?
Oh, wait,
Or
can
what
I
was the last
answer
question? Yeah,
Last
wait.
question is, what was the other 2 attractive?
Oh
most
yeah,
attractive
I wanted to
things?
ask you too. Yeah, what are the other 2 attractive things? Or like, you don't have to say 2 because you said comedy was one of the top things, but under that, then what are the 2 things after comedy you would say?
I'd say responsibility. A man that's responsible is really attractive to me. Someone that can handle their shit,
Mhm.
whether that's finances. I mean, even being responsible with your emotions is really, I feel like, attractive and important.
Ooh, that is a good one. He has to be stoic.
Question with that too, though. Does responsibility also have to be responsible for you too, as your man?
I feel like it depends on the timeline. Like in the beginning, obviously, no. Maybe like if we're married, I'd want a little bit of responsibility over me, but
Y'all seem pretty different on some things. I want to know when it comes to like if you were married to a top guy, we're saying a top earner. Physically, he looks like everything that you want. Emotionally, he's doing everything like you want. If y'all had that option of this unicorn man, would you you like to travel? Would you give up like trips with your girlfriends? If he was like, hey babe, I don't want you to go on trips with your girlfriends no more.
If that's the case, then it's a done deal.
Yeah, y'all can't get married, huh? No. What about you?
yeah, if he is uncomfortable with me, like, girls trip to Miami, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That just doesn't make any sense. Why would you throw away something so good to go throw your ass in Miami? It doesn't make any sense.
What if he was like, hey, I just want to go with you? Like, would you be okay with him like going with you and your friends, or making it like a couples thing and like all the couples go together to Miami? You would be cool with something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, then all the couples, then yeah.
You would do it if it was like that?
Yeah.
But-
If
but-
it's just him.
So if he's like, hey babe, I don't want you to go on trips with your girls anymore, but I'll always come with you. You'd be okay with it in that way?
If that's the case, why don't we just go on our own vacation? Because then it's gonna be weird for the girls.
Well, but I mean, if they want to bring, I mean, why are you
Unless
trying to
we
hang
just
out with a bunch of single
do-
women? Like they can bring their boyfriends, right?
Yeah, they could bring. Yeah, so it
why
would just be a
not?
couple
why?
thing.
Yeah. Why can't everybody just all go together?
No, like it would be
Yeah.
a whole couples thing. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like.
Well, that's what I'm
he
saying.
comes
Like,
with you.
why go and do like the whole girls trip whenever we can just all go together?
No, I thought you meant that it was just gonna be him and all the girls.
Well, I was like saying like an experiment. Like, I'll be experimenting with you with both of those. Like, would you be open with that one? Would you be open with the couple? You would do like the couples thing, but it
Yeah.
would be weird if it was him and all your girlfriends. That's a little weird,
Because
right?
I'm quite sure he's gonna get bored.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe.
Like, why would you be here with a bunch of girls? It's like, okay, we know we're gonna wake up at noon, go to the mall, have brunch at some point in the day,
Mhm.
and then he's gonna be like, what am I gonna do? Like after dinner, he's not gonna want to be around us anymore. I'm quite sure.
What about
girls are a lot.
what about if so we did that. What about say your Instagram is open. I don't know how many followers y'all have. I didn't check. But say you have like a decent amount of followers and he's like, "Hey babe, you know, like before we get married, it made me feel really comfortable if you like privated like your Instagram and like you I don't like all these guys that be DMing you. So like this list of 100 guys that like to slide in every fucking photo and everything. Like, can you just block all these guys, please? And yeah, make your shit private. Like, would you do it?
Nope.
No. Even if he was the unicorn guy, like I've been talking about, he's a unicorn. He's
And
rare.
He's
He's
not a
0.001% chance.
unicorn. I feel like he might have an insecurity.
He's a dime in a
issue.
dozen.
No, I feel like there's something beneath that he needs to work on.
For him to be like that.
Yeah.
Good point. What do you think?
Yeah, I would 100%. As
You-
long as I felt like he would do it for me, like you said, if he's meeting all of my needs emotionally, then obviously he would do that if I asked him.
Mhm.
And I'm always gonna move in a way where I'm thinking of my partner at the same time. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to
Make it
Again,
about yourself.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because you're trying to make a commitment with them. We're also saying, you know, like unicorn guy. What's the third thing that's like always debated? It's always the Instagram. It's always the girls trips. And what's the other one? I can't think of the other one.
Girls
Guy
nights out.
friends.
Girls nights out. Girls nights out. Oh yeah, and guys friends too. Girls nights out. Or if he was like, hey babe, I don't like you going out until 2 a.m. with your girls anymore. Like we gotta put a curfew on this, or you need to like change this around. Would you be cool with that or no?
I think it depends on the situation.
But the unicorn guy,
Unicorn guy.
still, he's perfect, man. He's 6'4".
If you're just
He's-
giving me this scenario before the previous conversation.
No, yeah. That's why I'm just
Um,
reassuring that like that you still have these answers for that.
I honestly don't think I would have an issue because I'm quite sure by that time I'd want to be home early.
Okay, so that's not a bad one.
That's
You'd
not
be
that's not a bad
like,
one.
yeah, I'll give that one up. What about you? Would you give up girls' nights?
Yeah,
Going up to the
100%.
club till 2 a.m.
Question: have either of y'all found yourself in the presence of a man that you are willing to compete for his love, affection, time, resources? Like you're willing to do these things. Like we're asking you whether you do them or not. But like, have you ever been around a guy that you legitimately would just willingly do these things for without him asking? Just to show him that, hey, I'm really serious about you. I actually want to show you that I'm serious about you. So I'm doing these things like I really do want to be your main girl.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around a guy like that?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Why didn't it last?
Proximity. Goals and mindsets change. It's like, okay, we're not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things anymore. So
But you saw eye to eye at first on all that stuff,
yeah,
and then you changed.
he's
who-
on the other side of the world. I'm over here, and I'm just like, yeah, nah. Plus, I was young. I was probably like what, 21?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, he lives on the other side of the world too.
So all
Same
the
age?
values are just like changed.
Same age?
Couple years older.
Okay.
What about you?
Yes.
You-
And the reason it ended was because he cheated. So obviously stepped away from that.
Did he lie about it?
Oh yeah, at first, of
He
course.
lied about
Of
the
course.
whole thing?
Yeah, of course.
And
He-
that was I'm assuming that's the underlying factor on why you decided to end it.
yeah, no, he was like a habitual liar.
It was
would
the
lie
lying,
about
right?
Fucking everything.
Yeah.
Like if you would have seen, like I unfollowed every single guy on Instagram. I unadded every dude on
Mhm.
Snapchat. Like I was that girl that was
Yeah.
like, here's everything, which shouldn't have done it for a liar, but I was trying to do the
Mhm.
right thing, I guess.
Did y'all live together at any point or no?
We did.
We did. Oh
Well, I
wow.
want you to know, like, if you do find another guy and you do that, like, that's the proper way to do things. Like, it is. Like, and, like, yeah, whether or not it worked with him specifically, like, girls, I want you to know, like, guys lie about a lot of shit when it comes down to sleeping with women. Like, Like, if I could tell y'all, like, the things that we are willing to do and say, and like, just to get laid, like, you got to understand 1 in 3 men right now are completely sexless, ages 18 to 30. 1 in 3 men that you come across. When you guys go to the club and you guys see everyone there, 1 in 3 men that you see in the entire club, they're completely sexless. They're not getting any play that night. They're not taking anyone home that night. They're just there. When you guys see these workers late at night at Walmart, Kroger, all these grocery stores or these fast food restaurants, they are invisible to women completely. So there are lots of guys that have to conjure up a story, something that sounds appealing, just to make them get their foot in the door.
They have to, or else they get nothing at all.
But we don't encourage, if you are going to be with multiple women, you need to be upfront about that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, don't lie about it, because no matter what, she will respect you more for just straight up telling her the truth.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every
That's
time.
why I'm like, just be honest out the jump. It's
Well-
not that hard.
Well, most guys are really, really scared because maybe you're their only option, or they're just happy. Like, it's easy. Sometimes women do not make it easy for a guy to tell you the truth. Like, I really think that people are more honest with people that give them a safe place to be honest. So like, it's really easy for somebody to want to keep lying to you if the one or twice, 2 times they were honest with you, you freak the fuck out because he's like, okay, I'm never telling her the truth again because that shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, we really kind of put people into the position and pigeonhole them to become who they are sometimes, or we really determine who somebody will become based off how we treat them. You know.
Lots of women say they want the truth, but very few can handle it.
Yeah. Very few can handle it. I wanted to ask, also the guy friends. If you're the type of girl with a lot of guy friends, will you drop your guy friends for the unicorn man? I'm not saying normal dude, unicorn man.
I mean, my guy friends are gay. So no, I wouldn't drop them. I don't have like guy friends like that.
You would choose your gay guy friends over a unicorn husband.
I mean, I don't think he would have an issue.
But what if he did?
He's
What if he was like, those gay guys are just a little bit? I think one of them straight. I just nope, can't do it. You wouldn't trust his judgment.
I would probably have to talk to my friends and like evaluate them in a setting.
But like, they're more important than the judgment of your unicorn man.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want to be alone with just my man. At this point, does my man have friends?
I mean,
of his own?
no, like he does, and like, you can have friends. The only things that we're talking about are like boundaries with like going out to places where single people go, like clubs, or going all the way to someplace like a vacation where we know how women be acting on vacation. Like, it's not rock. Like, I have nothing but friends that are women. Like, nothing but friends that are women. So I know what goes on at these vacations. I hear all their funny and crazy stories all the time. So like, a guy has boundaries to make sure that he protects the relationship. If he's saying any of these type of things, that's why I give you an example. Like, what if he says, this one gay guy, I don't trust him. Like, you wouldn't trust his judgment. Do you think that he cares about you? Like, do you think that he's looking out for the best for you? If this is a unicorn guy and you're thinking about marrying him, he'd has to be somebody that's really looking out for you, right?
And it'll just be something that I do at a distance with that friend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah.
like you have to text him and be like, hey, we're breaking up. Fuck you. You can't be my friend
If it
anymore.
was
But it's more like, I'm just like not going to like hang out with this guy every week now. And I'm not going to like text him every other day. And he, like, this happens in friendships all the time for guys.
If it's like
But-
hardcore, just cut them all off. No communication. I'm gonna be like, whoa. what
Yeah,
the-
no, I'm not trying to be like hyperbolic or extreme in that way, but just like, like, stop hanging out with them as much. And I'll explain why in just a second. I want to ask you though, would you do the same? Like, would you cut off guy friends for your husband or the guy that you want to get married to?
I did. Like, the asking me if there was a guy like that.
Mhm.
I had a guy like best friend, right? I didn't really even have that many like girlfriends, but this guy best friend, we had been friends for like 3 years, right? And as soon as he kind of raised the concern of like, I don't like that you have guy friends, we weren't even like committed to each other yet, and I was like,
Willing to cut it all off.
Yeah, because I was ready to just put everything into the relationship. So yeah, 100% I would.
Yeah, a lot of guys like get shamed for a lot of these things, kind of like, oh, you don't want me to do this. Oh, you must be insecure. Oh, you must be do this. And like, the bottom line is, men and women are completely different. And the things that we want to protect in a relationship, especially if you have shit to lose, like if you're a valuable guy in any way, shape, or form, and like, your woman is a complete reflection of you. So say like me and you were dating, and I'm known. I'm a promoter for sporting club. Like let's say like everybody knows me at sporting club because I'm always up there. Everybody knows me, and I'm not there on a Thursday night because I'm only promoting on Friday. But you decide to go to the club on that Thursday, and everybody knows you're my girl. And they see guys coming up to you all night, or you're twerking, or you're just being extra in any way, or you're flirting with men in just any way, shape, or form. And my bartender friend sees it, or my manager friend sees it, or anything, and they're like, "Oh, that's Sergio's girl. He's not a real man. Look at his girl over here doing this stuff. He's a beta. He's a little bitch. He has a girl out here doing this stuff. She must not really like him or care about him at all." And so it's like the way your woman acts is a reflection of on you as a man, and you'll look worse if your girl is doing certain things. So that's why guys actually care about this type of shit. And I would argue a lot of guys don't care. And if you want to be with one of those guys, you can. But I think they're kind of beta. I think that they're a type of dude that like doesn't want to protect their woman, doesn't want to provide for their woman, doesn't want to, do anything to like protect the relationship. He doesn't really care about you. And if he does, he's kind of willing to like know that something, he sounds like a cuck, like he's willing to know that like other men are maybe around you or hitting on you and stuff like that. Like that's weird. Like you should want a man that wants to protect you. It's called mate guarding, and protect that of other men from wanting to be around you. I think women actually like that more. And they're actually turned on by being with a guy that wants to hold that to themselves, Jillian, I wanted to ask you really quick, when it comes to like all these things like the mate guarding or like the things that women go out and do and stuff, would you say that there's like a line for you personally where you would allow like some like basically is any of these boundaries like too far, or like what's one that you would have more lenience with as far as the going out at night? Like would you let your girl go out to a certain time, or would you let her travel if it's only to San Antonio or something like that? Like do you think that your boundary is just only certain far, or is it just cut off, like no, you just can't do this at all? I've been thinking about the nuance about this a lot lately because people have been asking me.
Yeah, I've thought about it many times myself too, because like it's as if like the way that I think about that is this is like it's like if you remove so much liberty from her, it's as if it's like a child like that's going to rebel against you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So like there should be, and I do believe that a woman that truly has genuine desire for her man, like these things are not spoken of. They're just done by her. Like they're not asked, they're just done. And just like you were telling me, like you weren't even officially in a relationship and you already doing things to show him, hey, I'm serious about this commitment. I'm serious about this possibly being long term. Those are the actions that you got to take in order to go ahead and lock down a real guy. The problem is that you guys just haven't been around him. That's it. This is all it is. Ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. Most guys just don't give a fuck. Like they don't. Like I need you to understand, like most guys, they don't care about like building a family, building wealth, like having multiple children, doing all the cute little things that we see on Instagram with all the power couples and shit. They don't care about that shit. They are happy and fine and content living in their apartment by themselves with their dog, playing video games, going to the gym, and just living life. And ever so often, they'll have a girl enter their world and they'll get laid. That's it. That's the vast majority of guys.
That's the average guy's life right there.
Legitimately.
The average dude, yeah. And like the average woman, though, since y'all can get on dating apps and you can get most of your needs fulfilled. So like most women who are single, they're still getting their needs fulfilled. They still have a guy that they can go have sex with if they so choose. Like that's like their like sex partner or whatever you want to call it, like friends with benefits or whatever. And then they'll have the guy that takes them to dinners and gives them, attention that way. They'll have the guy they can text whenever they feel like it. They'll have the guy, to take them on vacations. They want the vacation guy. Like y'all don't run a roster like guys, whereas guys will have a roster and it's 4 or 3 girls that they're actually having sex with, every week. Whereas like women have a roster and it's like, I'm only having sex with this one dude, but I'm going to get all these other resources from these other guys. And so like, that's what the average woman is kind of doing now. We can see how that's damaging. That's not good for mental health for a woman, just like how it's not good for a guy's mental health for him to sit there and not have anything. And when he does get a breadcrumb of pussy, he fucking attaches to it. Like it's like the only thing he's ever seen in his entire life. Y'all seen The Simps, and there's a huge difference between the simps and the pimps, the guys that are getting all the girls,
So yeah, I mean, to answer the question, I mean, I would just need like your location and passwords at all times.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And like I really need to know who you're going out with.
Yeah.
Like if there are any like slutty friends that are going to just make the group
Like the single friends,
yeah, like, and it doesn't matter because they could be single, but remember, girls aren't the ones pursuing men; they're the ones being pursued. So that's what we're worried about. See, when guys are worried about it, they're worried about other guys out there pursuing you. We're not worried about you going out and doing shit because we know that y'all are not going to pursue men. Y'all are being pursued.
Yeah.
Y'all are always going to be pursued. If you are looking sexy, looking good out there with your little hot friends, sometimes you're the hot one out of the ugly group. So it's like it's
He's
like
the one getting talked to.
it's
the
just
most.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like, so you're definitely gonna be sought out like out of all everyone else as far as options go. So that's the biggest thing, and it's just like
The
again, like
preference and
even
location though, yeah.
I mean, then like I would say like if I have kids with you, like those first like 6-7 years of the child's development is very serious to me. So like I definitely do not want to see you like wanting to go out there and party. It's just a straight up truth. Like it's just, like it should not be your priority.
be
Like
a
maybe
focus
ever
on
so
family.
often to kind of get some like free time away from the kids, but like you also should want to be with your children.
Yeah,
Like, it should be a
you want to
desire.
be with a woman who has that already, like that drive to already want to be with their family all the time. What about password and like what he was saying, password and location? Would y'all be willing to give up your password and location so a guy feels more comfortable with y'all going and doing certain things so you have more of that freedom?
Only if we have the agreement to have it for each other. And then
You want his stuff too?
I would automatically give my location anyways, just for like safety purposes.
Yeah, most
So,
women would probably do that. Yeah. What do you think?
Yep. Location 100%. I do have a question is about the passwords, right? I feel like when people need your password, it's because they don't trust you.
Mhm.
And so you're wanting her passwords and stuff, like that's a must for you. Do you just plan to like never trust her?
I think it's the it just depends on the social media that she engages with often.
I would honestly
Snapchat
take it and not even use
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not even necessarily for. It's not
Just so you
necessarily.
know
yeah,
I can look, motherfucker.
exactly. It's just so you know that in the back of your mind, like if you decide to fuck around, I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out.
Or there's a chance.
Because
It's like same with location. I don't look at my girl's location
Exactly.
ever, but she gives it to me. But the whole point, it's more of a like a better type of thing. Like,
and I also
I
want to
don't
go
know.
back to the fact that like you keep on like there's a big thing like I've seen with you, and you're trying to make it like an equal exchange of value, and there just isn't an equal exchange of value when it comes to men and women. See, there's this thing that women don't realize today in 2023 going into 2024. There may be a certain type of equality in the workplace now between men and women, but that same level of hierarchy and leadership within the household, it still needs to be like maintained and intact. And yes, the father, the man, the one that provides over the household, when he is in leadership and authority, everything else in the household thrives. It's just a straight up truth.
but I would agree that if y'all are ever like, oh, there's not that many of them, or when I do find one, he's a cheater. It's because there's such a small amount of these guys that are even worthy of this respect that we're talking about. That they have all the girls chasing them, so then they're gonna fuck all of y'all because why the fuck would you just choose one when you have so many options? And then, or he's just a fucking straight dork and he has nothing at all. He doesn't deserve an ounce of respect. And that's like the problem today. That's why I was telling you, it's not necessarily good to be like, it's okay, I'll wait till I'm 30, 35 to have kids. Because your options for men are sadly going to be more of these like beta type dudes. And you're kind of going to be settling for them. Like, don't get me wrong, they're going to be great husbands probably. And probably, be great at raising kids, being a father and stuff like that. But as far as sexual satisfaction, if you're having fun right now and you have that guy that hits it right and stuff, it's not going to be like that. And that's the problem is a lot of people wait until they're 30 and what we call alpha widowed. Or like, or you get because the more body counts a woman runs up, the more your ability to pair bond goes down. And like there's lots of studies that prove this. Like we can see happiness in marriage goes down, but higher chance of divorce. All these things go through the roof right after 5 to 10 bodies for women. It's not good for men either. I'm not going to say you're going to condone men sleeping around either. It hurts men just as bad if they run up a really bad number as well. But the thing is, that's why like we have to focus on relationships early on. The whole point I do this show is because I'm trying to get people into relationships because I have a true belief that the powers that be, the people that own everything and that have all the money, they want y'all single because the more you're single, the more money they're going to make off of you. You have to buy more makeup. You live more in the moment. You're buying stuff for right now instead of stuff for the future for your family and your kids. So they want y'all to stay stuck single, and the way that you fight back by that is finding a really good guy and devoting yourself to him and actually starting your families early, because if you wait, you might end up finding out that you're not going to get the Prince Charming that you were able to get when you were younger, you know. But sadly, a lot of these Prince Charmings today are just spinning
like,
plates. They're getting multiple girls.
The guys y'all's age. This is the thing that y'all are running into, is that the guys that are your age, 24 and 21, they're not ready for family development yet.
Trash.
They're not.
Yeah,
they're not. They're not at all. Because
well,
I want y'all to understand,
but it's an exception
that we develop at a different rate, ladies. See, y'all are halfway developed at age 11 and fully developed by 21. It's different for us. At 15, we're halfway developed and fully developed by 30 and above. So y'all need to understand,
we're late bloomers, man.
the timing and the strategy. This is why the dating market is so fucked right now. Like, legit, you're seeing younger dudes get laid more with older women.
Mm-hmm. We see that all the time.
You're seeing, yeah, it should be the exact opposite. And the thing is that you're also seeing, but you're also seeing more older established guys that are in their 30s. They're starting to wake up and realize, I don't necessarily need to date women in my age group. I can actually date the women that are 18 to 26.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually works best for me, especially if I plan on building a family, legacy, starting now.
Whenever it comes to the guys y'all's age, what do y'all think about them? I'm super curious about guys that y'all have dated or talked to your age. Like, tell me like the 3 biggest red flags that y'all see in guys your age.
Living with their parents.
He's a brokey.
Yes. Yeah, living with their parents.
Living with their parents.
No financial responsibility is an automatic no for me. If you can't take care of just yourself financially, how the fuck are we going to be in a relationship?
Okay, what's the next big thing? Shit, that's such a fucking big deal, not being a provider, because then they can't have their own spot, and then you can't smash as easily.
No, I'd say, I guess somebody that just kind of respects my timeline. I'm not the type to go and sleep on the first date. Or, yeah, exactly.
So you're the type where you wait?
Yeah.
Have you made every guy wait?
In the past, no.
Okay.
And I definitely regret those choices. And I can only be better now. So
I'm going to give you a big tip. Don't fucking hate me, internet. But don't ever fucking tell a dude that, like, you let guys in the past go faster than them. So, like, say, like, for now on, you always make guys wait a month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever the hell your timeline is. And that guy asks you at some point, well, have you always done this? Or, like, have you ever had one-night stands? Have you ever had guys? As good as it might feel to be honest and just be a good person, you're going to be judged big time by making him wait 1 or 2 or 3 months, and then him knowing that some other guy, some other Chad, some other dude that fucking hit it right or had the vibe or was some level of attraction more than him or was some intelligence level above him, whatever it was, it's going to feel like an insult to him because you did that to him, but you didn't do that to that other guy. So I'm going to highly suggest, to not do that or to not be honest about that one thing.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to come in and share all of my freaking stories stuff.
Some guys are interested though, and they're going to ask you questions. So you're going to be put on a spot to answer. And I mean, sometimes it's hard for some people to be liars. Like some people fucking just only say the truth because they're just not the type to ever lie about anything. I know tons of women that are like this, and they always shoot themselves in the foot. So it's just like, I'm just saying, be careful when it comes to that because guys do take it very seriously.
I mean, as they should. Yeah.
And I'll explain to you why though. So like, I have a daughter. The girl that I got pregnant, it was very quick, literally first date type shit. It was I tried to stay with her for a year, the whole pregnancy and 3 months after. It didn't work. I ended up being single and going, and I have another girl now. And while I was single, I would only go on one date with girls that I was trying to date after me and my baby mama broke up. Because if I was going to I wasn't going to waste my time. Like I wasn't going to go on 2, 3, 4 dates with a girl because I can tell if a girl has what we call burning genuine desire for me based off of that first date. Like we don't have to waste time. I could tell if you're really down for me like that. If we vibe, we don't have to do 2 or 3 or 4 dates. I can learn that on the first date. And I would tell them straight up, I have a daughter. I have to save my money. I have to focus on all these type of things. I'm not going to take you on multiple dates. We either, we're down for each other or not. I'm a relationship type guy. I'm the type of person where these are the things I want, and we either vibe or we don't, and like by doing that, I was able to filter out women that were just wasting time and women that were really crazy for me, like my current girlfriend. And a lot of guys do this filter without, you know, having kids, or I did this filter even before. Like I've always only wanted to be like, I've had only 2 girls I've taken on 3 dates, and about a handful of girls I've taken on 2. But it's like most girls, it's 1 date, and I can tell if you're down for me or not. Now, do most guys have this discernment? Fuck no. Most guys are lucky just to get 1 date. They'll take a girl on dates for 5 months to get the box one time. A lot of guys are just lucky, or they just will do anything for some women. So I would just, you know, think about all this whenever you're dating, because there's different types of guys, and they're going to have this mentality, or they're not. They're going to have the opposite mentality. Some guys, you sleep with them on the first night, they think you're a hoe. And I would say those are the guys that have so little experience. That's like the first or second girl that's ever done that with them. And they're like, oh, she's a hoe. She must have done this with the last 10 dudes. It's like, that might have been the one girl that really fucking liked you.
Exactly.
And was really crazy for your ass, and you just fucked it up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to piggyback off that. Like literally, like there's actually like that's showing you, you know, most of the time the women that are willing to like literally rip your clothes off like right away, like that's burning genuine desire that you're looking for, buddy.
And that's something like I've been having a lot of debates on Twitter lately about the burning genuine desire thing, because women really don't like. I've been talking to a lot of older women in their 30s that are married, and they really don't like the idea of that they settled for a guy in their 30s, and they don't have burning genuine desire for them. And like when I talk to them about these things, they're just like, oh, fuck that, like you're wrong, because I love him in other ways. And it's just like, yeah, but you don't like having sex with him. Like that's a problem. Like
Right.
you're not going to have the same pleasure that you had with that other dude 10 years ago, and that's a problem, you know. Let me ask, where's the best place that you've ever traveled?
Turks and Caicos.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What about you?
Mine'd probably be Hawaii.
Hawaii? Where have you been, bro? Anything crazy? Not really.
All over the U.S.,
All over the U.S.
just everywhere.
No. So I wanted to ask that because, do you think that the guys that y'all want to be with, and I say the guys that y'all want to be with because that's like more attractive, more valuable, like the guys that other women want. Do y'all think that they like a woman that's well traveled?
I would say it depends on their
The guy?
lifestyle.
Yeah.
The
Like if
guy.
he's well traveled, do you think he would like it because he's well traveled as well?
Yeah. Well, I feel like, I feel like he wouldn't mind. I mean, I've definitely met guys who have not traveled, and they just all ears for my stories and experiences, and then that motivates them to like get more in their bag so they could travel or
Really?
do some cool stuff together. So I don't think traveling is a
encourage-
bad thing. Actually, no. There's one person I met, and he was like, he's not big on traveling. And I was like, whoa, what? He was like, yeah, he's more of a laid back guy. He just wants to go to the mall, go to dinner, just lounge. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Dude, I'm a homebody. I only
Yeah.
travel for work. I only travel for work. Like if I
So-
fly somewhere, I'm flying out back. I'm flying back the same day if I can, because it's just to do a job and it's coming right back. I don't want to fucking stay. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it's nice to walk around and get to see places, but I really don't like traveling. I'm weird.
Yeah.
I'm a homebody. I love my
For
dogs.
fun.
I love being at home. Like I just love my pets. Honestly, that's
But
what
are
I do.
you open to just like hearing stories though about traveling and like experiences and stuff? Like I don't think any human would turn that down.
I think I might turn it down. I mean, like my thing is like I have a lot of friends that are girlfriends. I've heard a lot of crazy stories from them on their trips and shit. So it's just like, to me, it's just like crazy girl talk. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I love talking to my friend, like my girlfriends, but they're yeah, they're just kind of like, I don't know. Men and women are not the same. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my friends that are girls. I love them. Like they're all really cool. I can have great conversation with them, but there's just certain conversations we don't have together. And like, I like back when I was younger, because I had nothing but best friends while I was growing up that were women, and I would ask them all types of fucking questions, especially when I had like a low body count and stuff, and I was learning a lot about sex from them. Bro, I asked all their fucking dirty secrets. Like I wanted to know about everything about what this guy did or like whatever, because I wanted to know those guys that they're, because all my friends have always been really beautiful. I've always wanted to know the guys that they're fucking, how they got them. It's like, oh, is it because he did this? Like what turned you on the most? Was it this or this about him? I've always been like super curious about all that shit. That's why I run this podcast, because I want to know more about women. You know, ask y'all a million questions. What is the worst decision you have ever made?
Oh gosh. The worst decision I've ever made. Probably giving my all to that one person. Not in the sense that I, threw away a bunch of stuff. I just wasted a lot of time and energy and effort and money when there was a lot of red flags in the beginning, overlooked it because it's love, right? So I guess just sticking with something for so long and just putting myself through all of the hell that was a relationship because I thought that I was in love. So
Bro, that shit,
But
like,
you would have stuck that out had he not lied.
maybe. I mean, he would lie. Like, I'm not kidding. He would lie so much.
This wasn't the
Like,
only
he has,
thing
like,
that he
a
would lie about.
problem.
Yeah, like he.
so was
No,
he
like,
also
he was-
broke or did he have money?
No, he was broke.
Okay.
That's like kind of
Yeah,
a
that's
double
probably why.
negative. Yeah, double negative doesn't work.
Yeah.
Two negatives almost made a positive there. What do you if you could or no? What is the worst decision you've ever made?
First decision. I don't feel like I've made any
Pretty
worse
good ones.
decisions.
You got good parents. They were like, only do this stuff and you'll be fine.
They definitely gave me a heads up on a lot of things, but they also gave me room to experience events and life changes on my own. And in the end, everything just became one big lesson or a valuable learning experience. I wouldn't say any bad experiences.
Might have been bad
Again-
at the moment, but you learned from it, so you don't feel like it was that bad.
No, but like lighthearted, the worst thing I could have done was mix drinks.
Was mixed drink?
Mixed drinks. That's like the worst decision ever.
Like light and dark.
There were blues.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they snuck up on you.
I have a question really quick.
Yeah.
How were you guys kind of raised to have that like alpha mentality? Like, did that come from your parents? Did you look up to like your father? Did you not have a father figure? How were you kind of
No,
raised?
he had two father figures.
Yeah. So let me tell the cameras, I'm not an alpha because you can't say this stuff online or else you get destroyed. I'm not an alpha. I actually call myself a beta all the time because I'm in a relationship. But to have like a more masculine mentality, definitely I had two fathers and like I had a father and a stepfather and they were both hyper masculine men. I mean, they could both act like betas every once in a while, but for the most part, like my stepdad was a hard ass redneck raised from a dairy farm. My dad was, very successful from a young age as like a Hispanic dude. Like both of them were hard working motherfuckers. So that's kind of what instilled it in me. I feel like I had four sisters though. I was raised around women. I was raised in a hair salon like with my mom. So for the most part, I definitely I'm very fucking feminine. I'm very fucking what beta as some guys would call because of traits that I have. What about you though, bro?
Yeah.
Like where'd you get it all from?
I mean, I have a similar background in a way because I have so many women in my family. So, I mean, I have three brothers and the youngest is my sister. But regardless, like,
You might see the duality more whenever we're around women so much.
yeah,
And that's why we're forced to.
and I
into
don't
the
call
duality
myself
more.
alpha either. Like, if when we use terms like alpha and beta, they're more used as abstract terms to like help like really just make
Explain
something
a
make
point,
sense and
yeah.
explain a point. So regardless, I mean,
There can be contextual alphas, as I would say. Like, say, like you're at a club, and Dead Mouse is like on the stage, like playing. Like, Dead Mouse is contextually the alpha right then. Like everybody's looking at him. All the girls are thinking about him. Like he's in that moment. Everybody knows he's running that shit. And like I would say, like right now when I'm running this podcast, or I've been doing this last year, I might be a contextual alpha while I'm hosting something because I'm the leader of something. But for the most part, when we're just moving through life, we're all pretty just normal fucking beta dudes. I like to say alpha dudes are the guys that are like what you're talking about, who just fucking be sleeping with a lot of women. Like that dude who you were fucking with, and if he was like fucking you and sleeping with other women, to me that's kind of an alpha. Now, did he lie and he's a piece of shit for doing it and he's a brokey and he still did it? Yes, but we like to say alphas doesn't mean you have money. There's guys who have millions of dollars and they're the biggest betas dudes you'll ever meet.
yeah.
They'll buy a girl everything she wants and just just do whatever women say all the time. Like that doesn't make him like he's a little girl, or that they can go bisex, but that doesn't mean anything. What means something is when the girls, like we were talking about burning genuine desire, like they just want to fuck you. They're just so down for you. So it's not a guy who could just pay for box doesn't mean anything. He's a loser.
Yeah, I
in
think
my
that
eyes.
one of the biggest things that me and Sergio have in common is just the fact that we have so much like in-person experience. Like that, I think that kind of explains where we have kind of gotten to this point with understanding the differences between intersexual dynamics between men and women. We've been around so many different types of people, like really all of our 20s. So like
It's real about networking
yeah.
in person.
It's just you've seen it with your own eyes in some way, shape, or form. Like women saying one thing and doing another, and then like again, like just a lot of guys that we also have come across. Like we're not surprised that many women are turned off by certain types of men these days.
Because
So
they're fucking
it's just
losers.
they're just their priority is they're just so distracted. It's just what it is. They're not interesting. There's not enough mystery.
Sedated.
Yeah,
they're sedated.
They're so sedated, and they have so many parasocial relationships. It's the parasocial relationships that have many men that are really just paralyzed with going up to women in person and just sparking up a conversation.
They rather have an OnlyFans girl that they can
Yeah.
DM back and forth with for $10 or $20 a day, and that like gives them their that's how they feel like they have a relationship. That's a parasocial relationship, or they can talk to a guy influencer on Twitch or something, and that makes them feel like they have a friend, you know. And a lot of guys are doing that type of shit. I wanted to ask y'all really quick: do either of you use dating apps?
Yes.
You don't at all?
I did when I first moved, but that was just to like,
Once you made some friends and connections,
Yeah.
you stopped.
yeah.
You but you do it.
Mhm.
Which ones do you use?
I use Bumble and Hinge.
Okay. I would say be extremely careful with dating apps. I'm happy that you're not using them anymore. But one of the number one things I teach on the show is to stop doing dating apps. The reason why is because most of the people on there's going to be a lot of those guys that are like that. You're either swiping on the same guy that every other woman is swiping on because he has the jawline, he has the look, he has the height, whatever it is about him. Every girl is swiping on that same dude. So like a lot of women end up all going to the same accidentally funneling yourself to the same guy. And those guys, it's really hard for a guy to take you serious online because there's nothing connecting you. I teach something called fuck, I can't even think of the word. Fuck, I can't even think of the word, but it's where like you only meet a social circle game. So like I only teach people how to meet through a social circle, because if you meet through a social circle, there's somebody that's connecting you to that person, and you don't want to fuck that person over. So you usually don't fuck that person over that you're fucking, because you're gonna mess up your relationship with the person that connected you all together. So that's just a little incentive for people to not be assholes or be bad people. So I would just highly say, try to be in more social circle situations if you can, because you might meet a really good guy from that. 40% of relationships that or 40% of married couples came from a social circle. It's more popular than even dating apps. I think dating apps is like 32% or something like that. I also wanted to ask, do you still live with your parents?
No.
Yes. How long have you been moved out?
Since I was 18.
Since you were 18. Do you still live with your parents?
Ooh,
No?
My voice is gone. No.
No. And then when did you move out?
About 3 years.
Okay. I have this theory where like I believe that there's like a frame of reference that you can build around your life. So like we talk about frame a lot on the show. Framing is like whoever holds the rules for something. So like right now on this podcast, I read some rules off to y'all before the show started. And so that's me basically establishing a frame, a boundary, of rules, saying this is how it is. And if you break these rules, you're gonna have to go, or whatever it is. It's just you're in my frame as long as y'all are here. If you wanted to interrupt and be crazy or anything, you would be stepping outside of my frame and saying, fuck your frame. It's my frame now, bitch. Like I want you to do, no, fuck you, I'm leaving, or whatever. So it's like it's called reframing. So in a lot of relationships today, it's usually in the woman's frame in America. This is based off of Christianity. This is just based off of us mostly being monogamous here. If we were in an Islamic country, it'd be mostly in the man's frame, where the guys are making all the rules in the household, because they have polygyny, which is where one guy's with multiple women. So that gives the men more power. And it's a super patriarchal structure in Islam. So the guys just have control over the fucking house. It's just like they run everything. They're the leaders of most households there. In America, though, it's mostly women that are running it. Women out earn men, like I was telling y'all, in some major cities and stuff. So there's a lot of reason behind it. It's probably because they make more than their guys or whatever it is. But I have a theory that when women move out of their parents' house, I think there's only a few years that go by before a woman builds her own frame of reference. So what I mean by that is that you said that you've been moved out for 3 years, but you're still willing to find a guy and give everything to him and let him have full power. So you haven't built your own frame of reference in 3 years of you being by yourself. And I have a belief, though, that after 3, 4, or 5 years, you will build your own frame of reference, because you'll take care of yourself for so long. You'll get so used to paying your own bills. You'll get so used to not being able to rely on men for anything, that your new frame of reference is solo. I'm happy by myself. I don't need any man that comes in. He better have just as much as me or more. And you start making all these standards that are based off of where you are in your life at that time. And I always just like to say that you just don't want to. When you lived with your dad, did you live with your dad?
My parents.
Yeah. But your mom and dad together. Would you say you were in your dad's frame of reference and his rules at the house, or did he kind of let you do whatever you wanted?
No, yeah, I had I want to say strict, but not like I would say strict. Yeah.
So like even though you moved out, you still feel under the frame of reference of your father.
I wouldn't say anymore. I mean,
You don't feel like that you want to be taken care of by a man still, or have some type of structure above you.
Yeah, just not my dad.
Yeah, but you do want that from a man right now.
Not right now, but yeah, in the
If you
future.
could.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what I said. I think women though at a certain point, like it's basically based off of trauma. Like say like you use dating apps for the next 3 years and you Chad chase and you fuck all these really bad guys that just screw you over back to back to back to back to back. You'll start being like, fuck these guys. I'll take care of my damn self. And like that's a dangerous place to be at basically. Because I want you to find that guy that you're able to fall into your femininity. And the only way that a woman falls into her femininity is if the guy's in his masculine role. So, and like, but say like you build your own frame of reference, it's going to be hard as fuck for a guy to break that down and get you to be like, hey, will you come be under my house? Will you come be in my rules? Will you come be under my structure? Will you be in my boundaries? And in my opinion, those are the best relationships. It's all about being like adoring. Like, do you want to be with a guy who you adore him, or do you want him to adore you? What do you think?
Can I say both?
Huh?
Do I have to choose?
Yeah, because think about it, every relationship you're ever in, one person has more power than the other. There's always one person with more power than the other in a relationship. I've been in some where didn't have the power. Like the girl I lost my virginity to, I was in her frame like a motherfucker. Like she controlled everything. But I've been in my relationships now though, it's opposite.
I would rather be adored.
You'd rather be adored?
Yeah.
The guy looking up to you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I feel like again it goes back to like the time frame. I wouldn't want to start out something with me just totally adoring this guy and then he's like, who the fuck is this girl? I feel like it should kind of start out with him adoring me, and then kind of
Chivalry.
and then just kind of shift into me adoring him a little.
And I think you have it right there, because the guy like needs to show his incentive or like his want for the girl, you know. So like I definitely agree with you that that's like a good start to it, but it should switch like you're saying to where it's way more that way. But I don't even think a guy should pursue that hard though, because that burning genuine desire comes from the woman kind of pursuing. Now, back in the day, women used to drop the handkerchief, and that was a way of showing, motherfucker, I want you to come pick it up, and I'm down for you, bro. You know, it's like a wink, wink. You know, I'm drop the damn handkerchief. That shit doesn't happen no more. Now, when we were in high school and I asked a girl to the movies, I knew just by her saying yes to go to the movies that she probably liked me, because you didn't go on dates to waste time in high school or junior high. Now people go on dates just to waste fucking time. Women especially go on dates just to waste a guy's time. So we have to be very careful about that. And about the adored thing, I believe that the person who is adoring feels better because you feel like you won a prize. So, like, I honestly think a woman is happier when she's the one who's adoring the man, because you feel like you won. You feel like you took something from everybody else. You have a prize. You have something all the other women want. You like, so I think that person is always the happier person. And like, don't get me wrong, it's fun being the one that's adored, but you're never the one that's truly happy. Like the one that's really fucking happy is the one that's looking up, sadly. If you could have chosen any career path, what would it have been?
If I could have chosen, I mean, I feel like I'm on track with my career plan.
You like that one?
So I'm just chilling. I'm really just in that era of my life where I've already laid the blocks and now I'm just cruising, and then I already know everything I want is going to come to me eventually. So,
do you want to move up in that same company that you're in? Is that like your goal, staying there?
Can I say it now? Do any of them watch the podcast?
I mean, you didn't share it on your Instagram or anything, so hopefully not.
No, I don't have the desire to, but the benefit of moving up is there, so I'll just do it because I know I have to in order to get to my next goal. But to be at the company long, no.
What about you? If you could have chosen any career path, what would it have been?
I probably would say computer sciences, like coding, stuff like that. I think
You
that's
still got time. You're only 21. You got
Right,
plenty of time
yeah.
to go to a boot camp. I got so many friends who went to coding boot camps and got an amazing job. One of them just got a job at IBM. Shout out to Jack. You can get really good jobs, but it's just by going to a boot camp for fucking 8 weeks. I kid you
Right.
not.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I was asking that one, kind of, ladies, is because do you think that if y'all get better careers, is it gonna hurt your ability to get the guy that you want in the future? If you're making more money, like say you start making 100, 150K a year, you think it's gonna hurt you or help you get a guy in the future?
I'll say help. Plus, I feel like in this economy, that's gonna be
Awesome,
the
right?
norm.
Oh yeah, that's fucking lower class soon.
Yeah, so I'm just like, that's
Middle class is gone. It's gonna be lower class just to make
Yeah.
6 figures soon. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Like it's not gonna. It's gonna. Well, do you think it's gonna make it easier or harder? Like which one?
It's gonna what?
Make it easier or harder to find a man by y'all making more money?
I feel like a lot of guys are intimidated by that.
They are. Oh,
So it might make it a little bit harder.
Yeah,
Honestly, yeah. What do you think?
probably.
I'll say no because
You can
more
just buy a
money
man,
I
fuck it.
make- I feel like the more
Mail
money
order.
I'll have, the more my scope will change on the type of man I would.
The
be.
more your options open up.
Options open up. Well, I'll say my options will open up to a different level of men, if that makes sense. 'Cause
Like higher earners, correct?
Yeah. So
And is there more higher earners or is it less higher earners?
they're definitely less higher earners.
So would that make your options more or less?
Hmm.
It would make them
I'm
less.
Still, I don't think it will be less.
Well, you just said it would open up your options to more higher earners. Would you date a guy that makes less than you?
Probably not. I'm more of a to be in my line.
Well, so that means that your bracket then would be whatever you make. We'll say like
I know
150K and only
the
up.
pool will be smaller,
Yeah.
but it's probably more towards what I'm looking at. Like I feel like what
Those are
I
the guys you're
want-
already chasing anyways, type of thing. Like that's what you already
Yeah.
want, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just going to give you more leverage with those guys that you're already wanting anyways.
Yeah.
That's what you think?
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, so there's this really cool thing called hypergamy, and it basically is like it shows that women like to go across and up social hierarchies. It's usually 52% is like what the stats show. So that means that like if you make 100K, you probably want to do that makes like 152K. That's just what women in general have shown. So if you keep making more money and you keep going up in your career like most women are doing today, it actually makes your bracket of men smaller and smaller and smaller because you want a guy who's higher earner. And what did we learn earlier? Less and less men are higher earners now.
yeah.
And it's women are earning more and more. So it's causing this really horrible thing where like all the women are chasing these very small percentage of dudes. That's why 33% of guys are virgins and between 18 and 30, because most women are fucking up. Like they're going, and it's also social skills. I wouldn't blame y'all, say, if you went on a date with a guy your age and he just was a dork and just you could tell he's been playing video games for the last decade of his life. I wouldn't like being around him either. So a lot of women go and date guys my age, 30 and up or something, and it's like, oh, this guy's way cooler. He's way more of a vibe. Has way more of these social skills. And it's like, no, I just didn't play video games for as long as I didn't have an iPhone at 13 like they did. I didn't get my first iPhone until I was fucking 18 because that's when they came out. So it's just like, I don't think that people realize though, like the more you go up in your career, the more it's going to hurt you, you just have to like fight against it. You just got to like fight against your natural urge of only going for guys that are better than you, in my opinion. If you want to have an open market, like a lot more options. Wait, so you think that it's going to help you because you think that those guys would want you, correct? Because
Or
you
just
make
have,
more
like,
money?
a basic understanding of each other's lifestyles.
Yeah, and that's true because you would have like similar lifestyles. Like you're able to afford similar things like vacationing and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So do you think a guy who makes a lot of money likes a woman who's has a crazy lifestyle, or not a crazy lifestyle, but experienced lifestyle, traveling a lot, and she makes good money? Do you think that those guys that are top earners that you would be looking at, is that what they're looking for?
No, because I definitely have my experience of like being pursued by older men, and they'll just do whatever. All I have to do is sit there and look pretty, and they're like, "Here's everything." I'm like, "Okay."
So they don't give a fuck about your career, how much money you make.
No, as long as you have a good personality and you're knowledgeable and you could,
Why don't you be locking one of those dudes down now? Then, if your career is going to make it hard, it sounds like your career is not going to help you in
but
those
at the
things.
end of the day, I want my own security as well, because you just never know what could happen with the other person.
Yeah.
So,
No,
and then I also
agree.
have family. I want to help my family and my elders. So I want to know that there's that safety net. Or maybe if in the future, God forbid, my husband is sick, I mean, he may have money, but who knows? Maybe we got scammed. I want to be able to be like, okay, we already have a plan. I can handle this.
Well, if you had a guy who's you already have like a pretty good career, did you go to college?
Yes.
For 4 years? You got a 4-year degree, you got a bachelor's?
Yes.
Okay, so if you had a guy who was willing to say, "Hey, babe, like I'm gonna fully take care of you. Obviously, don't have to work anymore. I'm a millionaire. You don't have to work anymore." But he's like, "But I want you to be okay if we break up. So why don't you go get your master's in this? So then, as soon as if we ever do break up in 5 to 10 years, you have a badass career to fall back on because you'll have your master's for this or whatever." Now, would that make you feel more comfortable?
I mean, I was gonna pursue my master's anyways.
But but would that make you feel more comfortable with relying more on him because you have a solid backup plan?
That would be nice. I literally had this conversation with my best friend, and if we had that offer, we both agreed that we would work part-time.
Yeah. So like
or
my
just
girl,
have like a hobby.
so like my girl right now, she's going to school for nursing, and like her nursing degree isn't for, or none of the nursing shit is for money for us. It is strictly she doesn't want to work. She wants to be a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't want to do that.
Plan.
It is a backup plan.
Yeah.
because I want her to be okay if we don't work out in the future. And most guys should have this mentality where they're just like they want their woman to be good no matter what type of shit. And that's how it is. It's just I just want my girl to be okay no matter what, even if we do break up. Even if I was with a girl that, like, say I make $1 million or $2 million in the next year or two, and it's partially because she helped me out. Her helping me out of the house, her supporting me, respect me, doing everything that she does from the back lines. If she did all that and say like we're together for a few years and we divorced her, I would gladly break her off because I would not have been successful without her. And a lot of people, I think, that get way too fucking competitive with this shit. And it's just like, that is your partner. It's not that big of a deal. And I think that most men should have that type of mentality where they're willing to be equal. What has been, oh no, I think that's too similar to career. How have you improved as a person in the last year? That's a good one.
I would say I've been kind of just throwing myself into work recently. So I've been really focusing, I guess, on my career. Trying to get my bread up, I guess. I've been more into reading, more like stay at home, and I don't know, I feel like I've learned so much about myself, like mentally, in the past year, that it's just helping me grow and grow and grow and kind of figure out what I'm looking for in a partner and be serious about that and not overlook those red flags, things like that. So I would just say working on myself and my mentality.
Okay. What have you improved on as a person last year?
I definitely say my frontal lobe is right there to be like 98% developed.
Really?
A lot of things are just clicking. One of the biggest things would be my mental health, because I grew up in a Caribbean household, and there are times where I would say, "Hey, I don't feel good," or "I'm stressed," and that was looked down upon.
They'd be like, what do they always say? Boom clot.
Oh,
what do they say?
Oh,
What does that mean?
gracious.
What does boom clot mean?
That's just the equivalent to a hell or another shit or a fuck that.
Oh, okay.
It's just another cuss word.
That makes sense.
But,
okay.
I have the room, the space. I created that space for myself to actually work more on my mental health. So that's one of the biggest things.
Would you say that when it comes to a relationship, do you want your guy to like have a crazy grasp on his own mental health? Do you want him to be extremely well at take care of himself in that way? Like, or do you just want a guy that has no trauma in his life and he's just perfect and he doesn't have no issues, Women sometimes like being with the guy women want a guy that's messed up so you can fucking fix them.
No, I would want the first option, because I feel like if no one has really been through any situations that help them grow, they're just going to be stuck, or they only see one side to a situation.
Do you think like a guy with a lot of experience is like a green flag or a red flag? Like a guy like with bad experience, even like bad shit in his past, like.
It really depends on the person and how they make the best of each situation that occurs, you know?
Yeah.
Like someone could have everything given to them and they still make bad decisions.
Well, do you like a guy with a lot of experience, even though it's bad experience? Like he was known for beating his exes, or like he was known for just like he was a bank robber or anything like that.
If
Like
it's anything like that, why is that man not locked up? Why is he out here in these
No.
streets?
what about no? But like, does a guy with experiences like that? Could you excuse any of those things? Hell no. Could you excuse any of those extreme things?
Probably not, unless I saw like significant self-awareness.
Even if he's completely changed, like he robbed the bank when he was 19, like he's a completely different guy now. Like like it's been 10 years. He went to prison for 8 years. He's a good guy now. You wanna like we're gonna say just the bank robbery.
If he's self-aware about it and he knows that what he did is wrong and that he's working to fix whatever he had going on that caused him to do that, then I would say yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Still wouldn't?
Absolutely not.
So,
I mean,
what if a woman like ran up like a 50 or 100 body count and like they meet when they're 30 and he's like, I don't like the body count stuff, and she's like, well, I gotta be honest with you, I definitely like ran up like 50, 100 bodies, should he judge her based off of that, or should he not judge her based off of that?
I mean, first of all, why is that the topic to discuss?
Because guys give a fuck about body count. Guys have always given a fuck about body count for all of history. Do you know why?
They want to feel special.
No, like it's very biological. It's very biological. So
Territorial.
I mean, you could say that too. But the main reason is why, because we can't tell if the baby is ours or not. Like if this was 100, 200, 300 years ago, if this was just 200-300 years ago and you got pregnant, there was no way for me to tell if it was my seed that did it or some other dude that you ran off and cheated with. There was physically impossible. So like there's a chance that I could have taken care of a kid, which right now this already happens at a 15% rate in America. If you go and DNA test kids all over America, you'll find that 15% of them actually aren't the fucking kids of the fucking parent, of the father. Because so it's great to be a woman. Y'all know it's your fucking kid. It came out of you. But for guys, we've always had anxiety about body count or a woman that is promiscuous, because there's a high chance then that you might get cucked and you take care of another dude's fucking kid for 18 years. So like guys who shame women for body count, even women shame women more for body count than fucking men do. And like the reason why is because it's intersexual competition. They want to make sure that they can get those guys, and they know that if they put down other women and they say these things, it's going to boost their level up to be more likely to get those guys, especially if they're telling men, oh, she's a whore, like that girl sleeps with everybody. That's intersexual competition. That's her like trying to make sure that she's not going to be able to take that guy because she wants that guy. Yeah. When it comes to body count for men, do you care? If he had 150 body count, would you give a shit?
No.
You want to give a shit?
Mm-mm.
Would you care if he had 150 body count? He's a porn star.
If he was a porn star, hell no.
Well, if he was just 150 body count, he just slept around a lot.
I wouldn't want to know.
You wouldn't want to know?
Ignorance bliss.
I wouldn't want, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to know. That's why I'm like, I don't really care. As long as I know that you have a primary care provider, you're healthy. I don't know. I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing. I don't know nothing. I just met you, so we'll just start from there.
Do y'all think experience looks better for a guy? Like I was kind of asking before, like if he's, you were saying you want a guy that's gone through a little bit of trouble, but like a guy that's gone through some trouble, maybe robbed a bank, maybe he just, has slept around a lot, he's just experienced a lot in life. Do you think that makes him more attractive or less attractive that he's experienced a lot of shit?
It really depends on the
But like he's a badass now. Like he went through all that bullshit and he's a fucking badass now. Like he fucking kills it in
badass,
yeah, he's a good badass. Like he kills it in every aspect of life and he's a good man. But he went through a lot of bullshit to make that person.
I mean, at that point, you should be able to formulate your thoughts and values and what you want out of life. And if it's aligned, then with whatever I want, then cool.
Yeah. What about you? Like a guy with all that experience, do you think that's more attractive or less attractive?
I think it's respectable. I would definitely respect a guy that had a past like that. And if like it's like you telling me like, hey, Kinley, like I used to, beat my ex-girl or some shit. But now you like have the utmost respect for women. I'm like, damn, this dude's self-aware. This dude can fix himself. That means he can fix problems between us, stuff like that. I would respect something.
He's a
like
problem
that.
solver then.
Exactly.
From his experiences.
It
Okay.
depends. depends. I mean, I'm really huge in psychology, so if it's anything with the law or
You're really trying to avoid like too big of a red flag.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm like, human nature, there's temptation and there's also just reverting back to old behavior
Yeah,
or
like an
just
alcoholic or something. Yeah.
snapping back into something that was very traumatic.
Can I ask you a question?
Uh-huh.
You mentioned earlier that you had like 3 like top traits that you normally seek after in men. Now, would you say the past 2 to 3 men that you have actually slept with exhibited those traits?
Yes.
All 3.
Yes.
All the men that you've slept with, the past 2 to 3 men that you've slept with, they exhibited all 3 traits.
Ooh, I would say the integrity part because one of them lied about their age.
Okay, so lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? Well, age is definitely one of the biggest things that
Yeah.
will, like.
Uh-huh.
The reason why I was asking the experience thing is I want to know: do y'all think that a guy likes a woman with a lot of experience, whether that's sexual experience, whether that's traveling experience, or she went through a lot of trauma, like she was beaten or she's gone through a lot of bad stuff, but she made it out. She goes to therapy now. She's mostly a good girl. Do you think guys would want to be with a woman who has trauma or has experience? My bad.
I think off experience, it depends on how secure the guy is with himself. Because
Yeah, he's insecure if he fucking doesn't accept it.
not even just like insecure, but I've
Sorry.
definitely had guys want to one up me or it just becomes a competition. And I'm just like, dude, all these things are attainable. Why are you making it such an issue now? So
I'm confused. Like, what do you mean?
like
he liked the experience you had and he was trying to compete with your experience?
yeah.
Okay.
Or try to humble my experience. Like, oh, that's nothing, or I could do better, blah blah blah. I'm like, well, do better.
Yeah.
And
He
then
didn't like you he didn't like
shit.
he didn't like you talking about your experiences.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, she just pressed the button. I'm like, okay, if it's gonna be an issue, bye.
What about you? Do you think a guy's attracted to
I
women
want
with
to say
experience?
something, but you're just holding back.
I think it goes 2 ways. So I think men really like to teach their women a lot. They like to kind of create a lot of experiences for their women.
Like take a virginity?
100%.
Like be the first one to take you somewhere, first one to
They
do
love
something
being
with
the
you?
first. Like
Yeah.
it's like an obsession.
Yeah, it's like it's like if I can't take your virginity, it's like I at least want to take your first and a bunch of other things, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's like one part of that where they want to teach you things. They want someone who's kind of like fresh and that they can kind of
Imprint.
exactly, yeah, because I mean that's a male kind of characteristic. It's not necessarily a bad thing. And I think the other perspective would be that they respect a woman that's gone through a lot because it shows maybe more maturity.
Yeah. So like the real reason why some men might take it really serious if a woman's gone through a lot is because when we pick somebody to be with and it's somebody who we're going to have kids with, if a woman's gone through a lot of trauma or it's gone through a lot of bad experiences specifically, that's going to go into your children. It directly ties straight to them usually. So a lot of guys will care a lot about a woman who's had a harsh, history, harsh experiences in the past. And then when it comes to like traveling or anything like that, I very much appreciate the fact that whenever me and my girl start traveling this next year, everywhere I take her, it will be her first time ever going there.
Right.
Because she didn't travel anywhere. She went a couple places with her family, but not even anything big. So whenever we do things, it's going to feel extremely special.
Mhm.
The bond that we build is going to be extremely different than bonds that she's ever had with any other men in the past because she never did those things with them. And a lot of people sleep on these type of things and don't understand that as men, it's like what you said earlier, it makes us feel special. And men don't feel special today at all. It doesn't matter what relationship it is, 90% of them, they don't feel special at all. And we want to know why men are depressed, why their T levels are low, why they don't go to the gym, why they don't work on themselves mentally or physically. It's because they don't feel special at all.
They have found themselves superfluous.
Superfluous. I can't say it. Superfluous. It's superfluous. Or yeah, superfluous.
Yeah.
God, fuck that word.
Yeah.
But yeah, useless basically, And I think a lot of society today that's messed up. It's because men feel really fucking useless, and I don't blame them. Like the first girl I told y'all that I lost my virginity to, this girl had like a fucking 16 body count by the time we were like 17 years, 18 years old. Like, what the fuck? And like, she had traveled all over the place, like went all types of places I could never compete with. You know, it's just like that shit made me feel very unspecial while I was with her for like the 3 years I was in that relationship. Made me feel very like weak.
Here's the thing, though. I've only met 2 guys who they were fine, but they got creative. So my thing is, don't men, or I'll just say, don't men like acknowledge that there's an area for creativity to explore. I'm
Like to be different from all the other people.
Yeah, like
Why would I want to like compete though?
it's not competing. It's more like, okay, I see where you're coming from. Let's see how I could make it more memorable.
See, but like,
What were you doing
like
as far as a career again?
What was that?
What was your career again?
I'm in sales, but
Yeah, I could
She
see
doesn't.
why.
She doesn't specifically do sales calls though. She does like the data on the side of
I'm
it.
more like, to be honest, I went to school for multimedia, so journalism, graphic design, the arts, advertising, marketing, all of that.
See, but you were just saying, you know, like the guy, he should
So
want to compete, but you're saying like the guy should kind of want to compete, or like, you know, will do it better. Like, say you've already gone to Barcelona, he should want to take you to Barcelona, but take you on a way better excursions or whatever the hell when you're in Barcelona, take you to a way better place than the other guy did.
Yeah, like recently, because okay, yeah, there's this one guy, and I love food, and he took the time to do his research, and my social media is public, so I wasn't surprised if he scoped a little bit of my lifestyle in there. I'm not like public, but you know, some of my hobbies are clearly around food on my social media, and he could tell I go to a lot of restaurants. So what he did was he took the time to look up restaurants I've never even heard of, and I was like, that's dope.
Well, you know why? Because what I would do the same thing, and the reason why is because why would you take a girl? Like I said, we want to be your first experience. Like I just told you, we want to take your virginity at something. But if you've already gone to Barcelona, it's not going to be as special when you go the second time with the second dude.
You can make it special.
But here's the sad thing. Here's the sad thing. You're right. He can make it special. But what would he have to do though? Probably spend more money. Probably do more. But do more special. Like it's going. Like the only way, if that guy took you to Barcelona and there's 6 spots that are really nice to go to and walk to, if you already gone to those 4 out of 6 of those, something like that, and he doesn't know that unless you're like bragging to him, like, oh yeah, I went to these 4 spots, which a guy never fucking wants to hear when he's going on a trip with a girl. Like, no, none of that makes us feel like we're special at all. None of that makes us feel like we're doing something that nobody else got to do with you. So like it would never make a guy feel good having to do something like that. And the thing is, there's guys that didn't have to pay to do anything sometimes to get that same love from that girl. And that's the problem, is that we have these expectations. Like the more you travel, the more money you make. What does that do? Your expectation bar goes up higher and higher and higher. Okay, so what are guys like me that are 32 going to do? I'm not going to go to a 24-year-old. I'm going to go find somebody who's 21, 22 that doesn't have these expectations because of what they've experienced and gone through. And then what does that happen? That makes me have a happier relationship because we don't have any crazy expectations. Expectations ruin relationships every day. The woman expecting the man to be a certain way, the man expecting the woman to be a certain way. We have to understand each other, not expect things out of each other. And like that's, and 9 times out of 10 though, whenever you're well traveled, you're making good money, you're going to have this bar up here for these guys to reach, and most of them are not going to be able to reach it. There's very few that are going to be able to reach it.
I feel like it really depends, because
I mean, there's definitely exceptions to the rule for sure.
I mean, logically, I haven't been everywhere, so there's still room.
How many countries have you traveled to outside of the U.S.?
Most of the Caribbean, and
because that's where
nationwide in the U.S.
But you haven't gone to Europe or?
Yeah, but if I were to travel to like every single country, I know I haven't touched every single corner of every single country. So
I definitely think that like you're in a good position then. Yeah, like now when girls start going to Europe, when girls start going to like really heavy places, that's where the specialty starts going away. But just the Caribbean, maybe that's
definitely in the near future though. So once I hit that, I'm quite sure. Like, here's the thing: a guy has never done a picnic for me. So if I'm like, I've been to Barcelona like 40,000 times, it's whatever. I was like, it's whatever, it's cool, it's a nice country. And then what if we went there, he did a picnic, and that only took him like $40 additional to the trip. Or I don't know, what if I was in Barcelona and I met him there and he just gave me like a little $20 picnic? I would have been like, damn, this is cute.
Well, yeah, no, I have
the
a bunch.
biggest thing that like we're trying to like convey is that when a woman, I mean, and the experience with travel, like the travel experience is like let's just say like we're looking at each other's Instagrams. I see yours. You know, let's just say like we don't know each other much, but like we get each other's Instagrams, we exchange. And later that evening, I'm looking over your stuff and I see a bunch of travel photos and just you places, a lot of restaurants, a lot of great content of you, multiple places.
A good life, yeah.
But the thing is that me as the guy who has built something for himself is looking at that and you're like, and I'm thinking, yeah, you're not paying for this lifestyle all on your own.
I'll actually give you a really, really good example. Do you ever get an ick? You ever be with a guy and you're just like, oh, I can't believe I just saw his butt crack when he got out of the car? Like, you ever get an ick?
Actually,
Yes.
You ever get an ick with
I have
guys?
so many.
a lot.
So just like how women have icks, guys have icks too.
Mhm.
There's certain things that we see and we're just like, yeah, I'm turned off now. I don't like that. And sometimes the traveling is one of those, or like bikini pics, all down the page. It's like it screams that you need, because see, attention is to women what sex is to men.
Yeah.
So if a man is saying that, men really want sex, women really like attention. That's what makes y'all feel special. That's what makes y'all feel, uplifted and everything. So if we see a girl that has all these bikini pics or she lives a crazy lifestyle or anything like that, it's like, this girl's addicted to validation. She really likes this shit. That's like sex to y'all. It's like, I can't fulfill this validation. Goodbye. Yeah, next, next girl. So like we always forget that people judge a book by its cover, like everybody gets judged like by the cover of ourselves. So if you portray yourself a certain way, you reap what you sow. If you only sit there and portray yourself a certain way, the type of guys that come for you are the type of guys that are betas or only looking to fuck or, any of those things where it's like, there might be really good dudes, but the second they see you do certain things, they're like, ew, pass, unfollow, whatever it is. So I would just be very conscious of what you put out there, because that's what you're going to get back. Everything you put out comes back to you one day. Karma is fucking real. Like the yin and yang of life is very perfect. And yeah.
I lied.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I lied about the picnic. I just realized.
You don't want a picnic?
No, I've had a picnic, but not in Barcelona.
Okay, well, Barcelona then. What were you going to say?
It kind of goes back to like all of these women posting on social media, like the bikini pics, the whole like booty shot, and they're looking for these men. And then the second they get into the relationship with the man, no, you can't like her bikini pics. Well, you attracted that energy. And so now you have that energy, but you're upset that he's liking. It's just the whole, what you're putting out there is what he's wanting, right? But you don't like it when he does it with other women. Does that kind of make sense?
Oh, yeah. No, this is my favorite thing to talk about, actually. So me and my relationship is very different than most. So my girl, like we were talking about the Instagram thing earlier, when we got together, yeah, private Instagram. She doesn't even she only had like 100 followers anyways, but she like removed the guys. She only posts dog pictures anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But she doesn't advertise herself. She doesn't go out to the club. She doesn't post ass pics on Instagram. She's a very beautiful girl. She could totally get all the attention in the world she wanted, but she doesn't do any of that. And what do I do in return? If her strategy as a woman is to advertise, what's a guy's job, right? To pursue, right? So how do I cut myself off from pursuing as a man? There's many ways to do it today. I don't like girls' pictures. I don't comment on girls' pictures. I don't slide into DMs. If a girl texts me asking for $10, I don't send it to them. There's a lot of ways that guys have to not do their thing too. And I agree with y'all that a lot of guys y'all probably date or talk to give out their validation to every woman possible. What I call their money, energy, attention, and time. They just give it away for free to everybody. And those guys to me are simps, because a lot of them aren't getting anything back from it. They're just giving validation, or they're giving value without getting value back. So to me, they're like really stupid. And even when I'm not in a relationship, I don't do that stuff. But I think guys get in a habit of doing that shit, and then they get in a relationship and they've always simped. They've always given validation to other women. So they just keep doing it because they've always chased all of their life. And y'all are like, what the fuck? Because he's using his dating strategy. But how often is a guy using his dating strategy, but the girl is still using hers online too? 9 times out of 10, when a guy's doing that shit, a woman is posting bikini pics or she has a bunch of guys messaging her every day on Instagram. And I'm not condoning guys acting like simps and validating a bunch of women, but I understand why they fucking do it. I understand that some of them do it because they see their woman with a bunch of options. They're probably like, she's probably cheating on me anyways. I'm gonna slide into this girl's DM because this girl's already she just posted an ass pic today to get attention. Fuck it, I'm gonna slide into 10 different DMs today. So I really think that's a tit for tat thing that couples sometimes do against each other for fun or something. Fucking retarded. But for me personally, my girl doesn't use her strategy. I don't use my strategy. We're good.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a double standard is what it is. It's kind of like I have this big thing about all of these women, especially like in my generation, want this like princess treatment, right? They're obsessed. They need to be treated like a queen, right? And I always rebuttal, and it's like, well, what are you doing to be treated like a queen? Because these same girls that are like, oh, I want him to, praise me and I'm his princess, whatever, but they're doing this stuff. They're posting the bikini pics. They're entertaining these dudes in their DMs. They fucking have an OnlyFans. Like, it just doesn't make
They got
any
20
sense.
friends that are boys and they're just friends.
Exactly.
Beta orbiters, yeah. No, that's actually brings up one of my favorite points. We'll end the show with this. There's another thing I'm going to do right before we end, but this will be my last question. Who do y'all think is the prize in a relationship? Do y'all think a man or the woman is the prize?
From experience, I'd say the man, I guess.
You think the man's the prize? What do you think?
I don't have an answer.
You had to say one was the prize. You got to.
One is the prize.
You got a gun to your head. You got to answer. Yeah.
This is hard.
She's like me.
I mean, sure. If it can
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
The man. This is hard.
Say the answer you want to say, not what you think we want to hear.
Yeah.
No, because it's like mixed right now with me.
It's kind of both for you in your head.
Yeah.
Well, so I would argue the guy is always the prize, and I'm not. Well, let me say not always. The guy is the prize if he is a real man. Like if he's a masculine, good guy, he's the prize. And I'll explain why. Who's the gatekeeper of sex?
The woman.
The woman.
Woman.
Who's the gatekeeper of relationships? Who's the gatekeeper of marriage?
Men.
Because he puts the ring on your finger, correct?
Right.
And gatekeeper of relationship, y'all can be fucking a dude for fucking months, and if he doesn't take you seriously, you're just not gonna get taken seriously.
Right.
So even relationships, not only wrong, there's some losers that would just beg you the first day y'all fuck, please be in a relationship with me, please. But we're just talking, about like these high value guys. So technically, in that category of that, since y'all want relationships and y'all want to get married, the man is the prize because he's the one who puts the ring on your finger. Okay. If we look at an island and there's like 100 women on one with one guy and another one with 100 men and one woman, one woman, which one's going to repopulate first? The one with 100 men or the one with 100 women?
100 women.
Yeah, because he can impregnate all of them, right? So who creates more life, men or women?
Men.
Men create more life. So he's the prize in that category as well. If we look at, beautiful women to high value men, is there more beautiful women or is there more high value men?
Beautiful women. There's
a shit ton more beautiful women. Diamond it doesn't. So because of that, guy is the prize again if he's a high value guy. What's needed in society more, feminine traits or masculine traits? What are women acting like today?
Hose.
They're acting masculine.
I mean, we definitely need more masculinity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but women are forced to be masculine to work. You have to be a masculine person to be really good at your job. So masculinity is absolute need in society. We need it for just the system to even run. So even in that category, men are the prize. Fat masculinity is the prize. So when you find a masculine man who checks off all the boxes, he's the prize. And women should act a certain way to obtain the prize. I think a lot of things are backwards today because women think they're the prize. And you end up with a fucking beta bitch when you do that. You end up with a dude that fucking thinks you're a prize, puts you up on a pedestal. I always say women don't know what they want. They need a man to tell them what they need. If you find a man who gives you everything you fucking want by the end of the rainbow, and he gives you everything you ever wanted for 5 years, you'll realize you hate that fucking man.
Still not fulfilled because you're not getting what you need.
Yes, because that money and those purses, whatever the fuck it is that he got for you, that wasn't what made you really happy. You need a man to tell you what you really need, and he's going to say it in a way that you might not like sometimes. He's going to say, like, no, you're not getting that fucking purse. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we need to put our money towards this 401k or this instead. And you got to be able to trust a man in those situations. The last thing I wanted to say is back when we first started this show a year ago, shout out to Donnie, Julian, thank you for being around for so long, guys. Whenever we used to end the shows, we used to judge each other based off of relationship value. So I didn't judge the girls based off their looks. I would say out of 1 out of 10, this is how I see you in a relationship. And y'all can give me a number afterwards too. Y'all can strike back if you so feel. And then I'm also going to give y'all a grade, and based off that grade, you'll get a prize from it. Even though we won the competition, I'm still going to give y'all a prize tonight. But no, if I got to give y'all a number when it comes to relationships, like how I would see how good you would be in a relationship with a guy that's like me, obviously, like, because I have to speak from a personal point of view, I would see you as like at least like an 8 or a 9. It sounds like you really know what you want. That's all that matters, is a girl that knows that I want to be in a man's frame and I want to be with somebody who's a leader and I'm going to trust him to run the house or to do these certain things. That's literally all these dudes in here, like all these fucking guys online are complaining. Most of these guys in this world, they want a girl like you so bad. So I can't express to you enough that if you just, especially at your age, because a lot of guys are looking for women your age, you're at your prime right now. You're going to have more options now than you ever will compared to in 10 years. I would highly suggest trying to, double down on any of them that are really worth it. And be careful when it comes to, the conversation about the body count stuff, I would also be careful whenever it comes to talking about, incomes and stuff like that. Cause guys are like, you're in sales. I don't know how good you do with money, but since you're already so submissive, I don't think that you're the type that you're like, oh, I didn't ask you like I asked her, but if you want a guy who only makes 6 figures or 150K or something, take it easy. But you seem like the type of girl where you could take a guy who makes around the same as you or a little bit more. Am I right? Or would you only want a guy that makes way more than you?
Yeah, no, 100%. I
Yeah.
mean, even if you started out making less than me, like, as long as you're working towards something, like,
Yeah,
we're
that's
so
all.
young,
That's
right?
all I was gonna say is just be open to that, because you
Right.
look like you already have. Because we like to say, bet on the dark horse. That's like in horse racing. Like the dark horse is the one that has the worst odds. Like he's 1 in 30, and you bet on him, and he fucking wins. And that's the biggest job for a woman is betting on a dark horse, finding the dark horse. That's the hardest thing to do, though. Your fathers were there to help you for thousands of years to be able to discern men, because y'all weren't meant to do it by yourself. No woman was meant to discern a man. That's why they lie like crazy and they get away with it. Because back in the day, a father would make sure, oh, he's a finesser. I could see it. I could see it the way he talks, the way he does these. I could tell he's a finesser. But most women can't tell. So just discern as well as you can. But I really think that you're going to do fine. Like there's some girls come on the show and it's just like, she's going to do fucking fine. I don't have to give you fucking advice. She'll be good. For you, I really think that you have a lot of really good traits, and you're so the vibe and the spirit of you, like the way that like you talk and how like calm you are and just everything about you, that is femininity like perfectly. But a lot of the guys on here and stuff would say, oh, she cares too much about her job, she travels too much, and all those things would be considered masculine to a lot of guys. But if you can keep that feminine energy that you got going, and then just try to like maybe not lead with certain things like money, or lead with like your vacations you go on and stuff like that, you can find a really good guy. The thing that they're most attracted to and you need to lead with is how feminine you are, like how you talk, and like how you're just a nice sweet person, how nurturing you are. Men really care about nurturing because we care about the person we're gonna have kids with, if you plan on having kids. If y'all plan, the more nurturing you are, the more calm you are. Like you never once like interrupted me or like cut me off or anything. Amazing traits for both of y'all. You know how many panels we've had where girls are fucking crazy and like literally cutting us off every other word or something? Like y'all are both very feminine in the sense that how you speak and how you respect men and how you can talk back and forth with a guy, even on a show like this, So I would say you are both in better positions than most of the girls that come on the show, honestly. But yeah, I would give you at least like a solid 6 or 7. And I think that you could easily move up a couple points if you just focus on what you're leading with when you go on dates with some of these guys.
Oh, listen, with the whole like money thing, honestly, earlier this year, I was like, that's something I never discuss.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I don't
it might scare a
discuss
guy.
it with men.
It might scare guys away for sure.
Yeah, I'm just like, oof, okay.
But
I
yeah.
mean, in the long run, it's not bad because I'm just like, okay, you just took yourself out the equation. You don't have to, but if you're not comfortable, do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it saved me a few brain cells.
Yeah, no, it's gonna help you a lot if you filter correctly. We always talk about filtering as everything, and discernment and filtering, those two words, burn it in your head because that's the only way you're going to find a good guy is by using those 2 skills the best possible. What about you, bro? Go ahead and give them a quick number on a relationship level. He's also in a relationship as well, like I am, so I think we understand them pretty well, somewhat.
I'll give Kinley a 7, 8, and then I'm gonna give Nyla a 5, 6.
5, 6, right under me, man. What an asshole.
It's Nayla. Sorry.
Nayla.
Oh,
Okay.
oh.
Sorry, I pronounced that.
You tried. I don't
Nayla.
even. I can't remember
Nayla
names
and
at all.
Kinley?
Okay. You got some balls, bro. Because I'm so bad at names, I just won't even fucking test. I won't even
Yeah, I
try,
was
bro.
like, he
Because
didn't
you're
even-
just. I'm just gonna look stupid as hell.
He
Like,
said the name. I was like, wow, he remembered. That's good.
yeah. He remembered, but he just pronounced it a little bit wrong. But now y'all get to slap us back. If you didn't like our points, you can hit us back right now. Go ahead.
No,
You-
but like I just also want to piggyback off the fact that like y'all actually really are like very like feminine. Like
extremely.
I just
yeah.
think that Nayla, your issue, I think that you may not you may not view yourself as competition to other men, but I feel like you found yourself in many situations where men found you as competition and you just kind of reacted that way. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I'm telling you right now, like men have enough competition as it is out there in the real world. We do not want women as more competition.
And if he
there's
does, he's weird as
yeah,
fuck.
he's feminine as fuck.
Yeah.
No, so like that's why I'm on cruise mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling. Like
Yeah.
if you come my way and it's cool, it's cool. If
So
not,
if you got a good social circle,
Just
you can take
vibing
your
out.
time. Yeah.
yeah, good social.
But yeah, you can go ahead and give us a number really quick. What you think he'd be in a relationship? What do you think I'd be in a relationship? I don't care what you give me. I'm not gonna get butthurt.
Yeah, no hard feelings. I feel like I would probably rate you a little bit lower just because of the fact that you mentioned that you're like a promoter or something at like the club
Yes, it's
kind of
very,
thing.
very unattractive.
To
yeah.
me, that puts you really low on my scale, probably like a 4 or 5.
I'll take it. That's normal. that's a completely normal take.
And then Julian, I guess I didn't really hear a lot of kind of your opinion or experience. So from the little I've heard, I'd probably just rank you about the same. I mean, if I knew more about you, maybe that would be higher. I just don't really know much about you. I didn't hear many of your opinions, so.
You're average 5. 5 is average. No, we love average over here. What do you think?
I was actually around the same as what Kimberly said because I did call you out at one point. I was like, wait, you wanted to say something, but you didn't. So I will give you about like a 4 because I still don't have like much information from you. And then as for you, I would
Look at this pretty file.
I say maybe around a 4 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, like
that's the best scores I've ever got on here.
I've
honestly.
had my time in college, and I've already, especially when I went to school in Miami.
Oh, you went to school in Miami?
Yeah, I've definitely dated the rapper. I've definitely gotten.
Yeah, you definitely had fun.
all my girls, they were beautiful. So we've definitely had the experience of just getting invited to.
Oh yeah, if you went to
promoter
school in Miami,
parties,
I
all
know
of that. So,
exactly what you experienced.
I
if you
know,
went to
like
school in Miami.
I don't want that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
That's why you came back to Dallas, or did you come back to Dallas, or did you come here after that?
after.
After?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's very chill here, and I want.
It's crazy how many Caribbean people go to Miami. It is like insane. There's so many families over there that are like all Caribbean like families.
The biggest reason why I want to move again and go back to Florida is because of the weather. Because I can't do the weather here.
Okay.
So
It is a little cold right now.
And then, so now I'm officially, guys. I'm always gonna start giving grades at the end too. A grade based off of how you acted, so like we always give like the number score based off of relationship value, but this is going to be a grade just like how like when you were in school, if you were a bad kid, you would have to like put the little thingy on the red thing or something. Like there was like all those different ways of doing it. Yeah, so the way that we're going to do is just nice grades though. Shit, you get an A+, you get an A+. The way y'all acted, the way how respectful you were, the way you were able to just listen and not cut people off, I can't express to y'all compared to the other panels we've had before. Extremely respectful women. Y'all both get an A+ in respect. If y'all keep acting that way around men, I know y'all are going to be pretty okay at one point because most women, they hear a dude talk over them like, I want to be above this, So very respectful. A+ to both y'all for that. Y'all get some candy. Y'all get a prize. Even though y'all got whooped in the fucking pyramid game,
We know you prepped for that.
No,
We
I
know that
didn't.
you did. Yeah,
I
you
did
probably
not.
did.
Google. That's how he got this idea.
I did not. We did no prep. Donnie is
I came
going
up
to.
with it, yeah.
Donnie's going to be in charge for everybody to understand. Donnie's going to be in charge of the games every show for this, and he's always going to be there. Yeah, come and get the candy, and the girls get candy, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what they
dead.
get. This is all they get. Oh wait, I don't have my stickers, but guys, next time I'm gonna. Yeah, no, I got purple pill stickers. Next time I'm gonna give them stickers, guys.
Where
Yeah.
they at? They're over here somewhere.
You got it for
There
me,
they go.
Donnie?
They're right there.
Oh yeah, I gotta give the stickers. Everybody was good students today. It's the Purple Pill Pod class, okay? So when everybody's a good kid, you get something right here. You can pick which one y'all want. There's the P symbol, there's the pill, there's a couple different ones.
I'll take. Oh, wait, wasn't there like a cutout?
Yeah, you can take as many as you want.
Dang, I'll just take 2.
Okay. Here, you gotta take one.
Thank you so much.
No problem. No, thank y'all ladies for coming. Everybody was good students today. It was great. If y'all ever want to check out any of the stuff that I was talking about, there's a lot of good evolutionary psychology books. Marty Hazelton, Dr. David Buzz, Dr. Hector Garcia. Don't take any of these things that I was saying today, as factual. Go read the books yourself. Go learn about evolutionary psychology. You want to be good in relationships? You can read the same 12 fucking books I read too and be a fucking expert, in just a few weeks if you're really down for it. I would highly suggest doing it. You will learn more about yourself and you will learn more about men as well. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Julian, bro. Thank you so much. Best co-host for tonight. Guys, how we're going to do it is I'm always going to be here from now on. I think we're going to do just Wednesdays and Fridays for now and skip Mondays for a little bit. But we'll have a different co-host every time. I'm going to have a different mentor from the program every time we come on the show. So yeah, shout out to Jillian for being the first mentor for me coming back. Shout out to Donnie, greatest producer in the world. Guys, and if we can figure out how to do some different things on not StreamYard, what's it called? Streamlabs. We might be able to do like a bar soon, guys, for us to have a goal to get more cameras, a donations goal, or we'll start doing a top donator or something like that. We got to figure out Streamlabs a little bit more, but we'll add some really fun features here as time goes on, guys. So stick with us. Ladies, thank y'all so much for coming. Yeah, take that Kit Kat. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Ew, that one's nasty though. You're weird for taking that blue. I hate all.
Coconut?
No.
She's
No,
that
no, no.
Caribbean.
Yeah,
That
Caribbean. Yeah, this shit's coming
That
out.
Caribbean
But
is
ladies,
go-
thank y'all so much for coming. Do y'all have any last thoughts really quick? What did you think of the show?
No, I thought it was good. It
You had
was really
fun?
good.
Would
Yeah.
you come back?
Yeah, I'd come back.
Okay. Would you ever come back?
This is my first podcast, so I had a lot of fun. So thanks for making the experience pleasant.
Yeah.
I'm not traumatized. So
Good.
I'll be back.
I was trying to be
Friday.
nice. I was trying to be as nice as possible. But and hopefully we have better prizes next time too. And we're gonna have way better games also next time too, because I really want to make this competitive. We need to see who's really better, men or women.
And the heater, please.
Oh yeah, we gotta get a heater because it's
Get a
starting to get
heater
cold in
'cause
this
it's
bitch.
freezing in here.
Yeah. But guys, thank y'all all so much. We will see y'all here on Friday. But yeah, peace the fuck out.
Let's go.
Go Rangers.
Go Rangers. Yeah.
Yo, did they win?
Yeah, did they win?
They're up 5-0.
Yeah.
Wait.